unless we actually leave off a longer natural lifespan.
So,
that doesn't mean you're going to live longer.
Thank you for joining us for another Scape Games Presents a 5th edition D&D Home Brew based in the Forgotten Realms. Specifically throughout the region of the Vast, with Ravens Bluff, the fabled City of Adventurers as our party's home base. The Arachnophobia crew invites you to join in on our sessions live most Wednesdays at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Come in, comment, heckle, and use channel points to affect the outcomes of the game. For those watching this after the fact, make sure to like, subscribe, rumble, whatever is appropriate for the medium in which you found us on. And of course, if you're subscribed here on Twitch, we do very much appreciate the support. One other final note, we are looking at starting up some technical trials for a Battletech campaign. The first phase of this will be relearning the rules after a few decades away from the game. That'll be starting up next Tuesday and running every other week. If you have any interest in Battletech and want to help out by running some mechs, we're looking for some players to try out some things and join us. Tonight we'll begin our second season, and so we can see the nice new kind of look to the Twitch stream here. Starting out with episode 67. I'll turn it over to Ark for a recap, and then we'll get going.
We did it, you guys! We killed the dead thing.
How do you kill that with just dead?
I get you where we're referencing, but no. So with the aid of our new ally, Matai, we defeated the Death Knight with, surprisingly enough, Rokan delivering the killing blow. And by blow, I mean he blew a lot of lightning into him. We then found a bunch of treasure. The fortress that we're in reestablished itself on the material plane exclusively, settled into its configuration. And as we left, we found out that it's winter. So we contacted the good Admiral Blackmantle and discovered that it's not only winter, it's actually a year and a half later. So we have some investigating to do on that part.
That you do.
Also, I'm very good at accessorizing.
I knew I should have started my projects before I came here.
So, as of now, we stand just outside the ground floor entrance to that underground keep. A light snow just beginning to fall against the light of the setting sun. When last we left off, Matai was questioning you guys about really what was going on.
In the long and short of it is we're currently wrapped up in apocalyptic world-ending events because we just had to take that request from the notice board.
Well, who else was going to do it?
Nobody, because Ravens Bluff, the City of Adventure, seems to be light on adventures lately.
Well, maybe it is possible that some other adventurers did try to complete the quest and have simply failed. In which case, you're currently better than that.
We did it pretty easily. It's just, unfortunately, too many of us met a lot of Death Knights, and Death Knights they got nothing better to do than to try and destroy the world.
That is the problem with living a long life or unlife. It is too easy to become bored with the mundane tasks.
No, I think they're just dicks.
That too.
You know a lot.
Oh, you'd know all about that, Draho.
So, we should probably, considering it took us 8 hours on a perfectly good summer day to get from the town.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to town, or do we just want to spend another day here?
I believe
we gotta go to town so that we can get the deed to this keep and to talk to the church. But I'd like to go raid the throne real quick because we left it behind due to poison gas.
I've already missed a very important appointment, so I'm not staying here any longer.
Yeah, I would also think we should get going just because, we don't know if the weather's going to turn worse than it already is.
All right.
That is fair. How do we lock this place up so nobody can go steal my throne? Or my golden
It's a
sarcophagus.
pretty creepy place. I don't think anyone who, one, people probably don't know about it, and two, if they do, they probably heard there's undead about, so they don't want to go here.
But if you leave such a place untended for too long, then other things will take residence in it. You don't want to have to clean it up every 3 years, do you?
Well, we're already halfway there, so let's possibly conceal the entrance.
I can make vines grow over it.
That's a good start.
Okay.
Are there any boulders around?
No, I think what we should do
No
is
specific boulders, but if you guys would like, since we have had quite an eclectic cast of additional player characters, we could say that they're waiting off in the wings and are staying here to keep the place safe.
We'll go with
Okay,
that.
We'll go with that.
sounds good to me.
All right.
Don't touch the throne. I'll be back.
All right. So let's get started. At least we know the way back.
Yeah.
You do.
Do we have a ship to get back? That's the thing.
Oh no, we're just going to town.
Yeah, the port
Like
town.
the town
where
on the
everything
island.
went from.
Oh, there's a town on the island.
Yes, it's a pretty big island. So, I'll lead the way because I probably have the best navigating skills.
I
Oh yeah,
suppose,
actually, two of us. Yeah.
I suppose if you were all stopping a world-ending event, I might as well tag along and see what happens.
Yeah, you're actually really good in a fight.
That,
That was quite blunt, but thank you.
I don't know.
I mean, I specialize in blunt things, pulling out the maul.
I don't exactly specialize in combat. I prefer the academic side to wizardry myself, but I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
And they were very helpful.
Pedro, I'm
We
gonna
keep
Thank you.
adding random people we find. This is not a good plan. How do we know she isn't going to murder us in our sleep?
If anyone's gonna murder you in your sleep, Draho, it's gonna be me, and you know that.
If she was going to murder us in our sleep, she would have had her opportunity more than once.
I assure you, bloodshed is not my favorite thing. I especially don't like killing humans.
Well,
That's the
I-
problem.
Well, he's an elf, if that makes you feel any better about it.
Yeah.
Humans as well. My
and we're
apologies.
shifters.
I came from a very humanocentric, from a very humanocentric population, and I didn't see very many demi-humans while I lived there. I apologize. I did not mean to exclude.
So
That's okay.
I was just
Human.
saying you could kill him and not feel bad about it, because
Yeah.
We wouldn't
Bravo.
really feel that bad either.
Neither
The
would
term's
we.
not demi-human. The term is superior species, the elf.
And we're walking. Okay.
Yeah. I start trying to track the
Humans
find-
are demi-elves, if I gotta be specific.
back to town, Pedro.
If you were so superior, then you wouldn't need to boast as loudly.
We're going on ahead of you.
Yeah.
I'm following you, but I can follow and complain.
Yes, I'm
Yeah, so,
following and
Pedro,
reporting.
I'm gonna try and find like a path back to town.
So you guys traveled in via the semi-road. You can take that back, or you can attempt a nature check to try and do a shortcut.
I'll do a nature check.
I'll assist him.
Alright,
Do you
go
need
for
me
it.
to roll as well?
17.
Well, I think it's if I fail by 5. So
It's a 17 plus my nature.
okay. Well, so okay, skills. So it's actually survival. So 24 he got.
Okay. You guys are able to shave off some time, and as you're traveling, the snow moves from light to a bit heavier. By the time you make it back to town, it is almost a blanket sheet of a snowstorm coming down.
Also, I carried kibble, so he doesn't have to touch the snow.
Okay. You find most of the town is shuttered up. There are still signs of life, warmth in homes and whatnot. Most of the shops are closed for the evening. It's probably 9 or 10 bells in the PM at this point. Where are you headed?
Is the local tavern still open? Or inn?
It does look to be.
I would say we head there.
I'm inclined to agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You don't want to just go back to the keep and
Another 8
finish our
hours?
business with the Pirate King?
Don't. Isn't the Pirate King in the tavern? Wasn't he there the last time we met him?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
No, we were at his
No, he
castle.
actually, he was actually in like an estate.
Yeah,
Oh, well, then that's where
he
I
met
wanna
you
head.
guys at the dock, and then
That's-
brought you up to the keep.
Okay, so I was misunderstanding where we were located. I would rather go there first to settle the business with the keep.
Okay, well, we would have that discussion as we came into town, so it's worth a shot.
I mean, you guys don't have to go with
I
me,
mean,
it's just
we also have to
paperwork.
return his amulet and
That's
get
true.
our mini jelly back.
Oh yeah, we can't leave the little guy. He's been a year and a half without us.
Yeah, but do we want to trek right now through 3 feet of snow and another 8 hours?
Oh no, not
Yeah,
back to the keep we were just at.
Oh, okay.
Back to like the
Keep
communal keep.
The
you
communal
know,
keep in the town. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't
The
we
one-
go
the
there?
one-
Let's
that-
just call it the mayor's office for simplicity.
the manor.
The manor. Then yeah, let's go to the manor.
All
That's
right,
what
so
I
up to the Pirate King's keep.
Yep.
All right.
The manor.
You guys get to the exterior gates of said keep. 2 guards. You can see the frost kind of just wafting in the wind with the way that they're breathing. And you are?
We're the adventurers that left about a year and a half ago to deal with that undead keep. Things got wild, but it's dealt with. Can we talk to the mayor?
He's not taking any unwashed visitors this late in the evening, especially ones we don't know.
I'm
This
gonna
looks
pull
like a
out his
completely
amulet.
separate set of guards than you saw before.
I'm gonna pull out his amulet and say, well, I guess he doesn't want his amulet back, does he?
That's a nice trinket. Don't know that it belongs to him. Ain't never seen
Unwashed.
it.
How dare you?
I probably get to
I
smell a little
keep
bit like
myself
wet dog.
I keep myself well grouped. Thank you very much.
Looks like you've been tromping around in the snow for hours.
All right.
Look, you can let us in, and we can deal with the boss, or you can keep us out here, and when we do get our appointment with him, I'll make sure to mention your names specifically as the reason that it took so long to return his property.
Well, as you said, a year and a half, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be on us, but you have a good night.
Draho's about to Karen out.
Okay, can I? I'm just gonna step in and.
They're just doing
Can
their
I roll a
job,
persuasion check?
What are you saying?
I don't know. I'm not actually persuasive, and my character is.
Give me the gist of what you're trying to say.
I'm just trying to convince him that we just want to get in and see the boss to conclude our business. It's been a very long and trying time, and I will buy them something warm to drink if they will let us in to see the dude.
Okay, that'll do. Go ahead and roll for advantage since you're offering to buy them drinks.
What do you say to some hot cocoa?
All right, with the 22.
Nice.
You see Kibble kind of unpacking a pair of goblets and starting to warm some stuff up. And they're like,
I'm still holding him.
yeah, sure. You go right in. We'll take that.
I turn to
hot
Kibble
whatever it
and I'm like, Kibble, can I get one of those too?
is. Absolutely. Everybody can have some. We have lots of hot cocoa. I found it in the storeroom.
Oh,
I would appreciate that.
Kibble,
It's been a long time since I've had hot cocoa.
kibble, never change.
Kibble,
Are we all about to just roll in there with hot cocoa like
pretty
a bunch of
much?
Karens,
Just walk
like a
in.
bunch of Karens with a Starbucks cup?
That's what we're doing.
Oh, you're about to rock up in here like a Karen. I was polite.
Yeah.
I will let you guys.
You
chat
stopped
for a
the
few
Draho
minutes
movement.
while I readjust. Give me just a minute.
And they insulted me.
They didn't insult you.
although-
They insulted us as a collective. Don't take it personally. A lot of the people we hang out with regularly don't wash themselves.
Actually, they bring up a good point, though. We are kind of not
Clean.
pretty. Does anyone have magic that can at least...
We have enough prestidigitation in the party to
Yes.
clean us up.
We're gonna spend a little time doing that then.
Yeah. My version of prestidigitation is just shaking it all off like a dog.
you guys
Disgusting.
Sure can.
Yeah, but someone actually goes, you know.
We're just gonna hang out, drink cocoa, and use prestidigitation on each other until we're all clean.
Honestly, that sounds relaxing after what we just went through.
Yeah.
So,
I would imagine that in a pirate society, magic it would be frowned upon, would it not?
No,
No?
they're pretty cool with it. I mean, I shift into a werewolf and they're cool with that.
That is a fair assessment.
Yeah. They're okay.
No,
with
honestly,
wet dogs, they're
magic
okay
might
with
be an
big
advantage in whatever they're doing. So,
In which case, Matai will look side to side to see if any of the locals are watching, and then make a hand sign and speak a word of magic, and the barbarian suddenly becomes sparkly clean.
I don't think I've ever seen him that clean.
we went to a bathhouse.
I feel very unsure about this, so I start licking his face.
You try to lick my face. If you want to go for a contested grapple check, I feel pretty confident.
That's what you say before you get out grappled by an 8 strength Draho.
Yeah.
My strength is 29. Bring it.
I'll take you down. Look, your wrist lock won't work forever. Eventually, my wrists will become unlockable.
Yes, but not now.
Or they just break and then you can't use them anymore. I
That's
think
what
that one's
unlockable
more
means.
I mean,
likely.
considering how much Draho has aged by magic in the past couple.
Yeah,
sessions.
how's your joints doing in this cold?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't he ancient now?
Wow, that's offensive. 152.
Okay,
I
that's
believe
not
the
too
term
bad.
is venerable.
Yeah.
I thought you
I don't
had.
believe he's venerable. I don't think he's got the chutzpah for venerable.
I'm
I mean,
352.
I don't
I
think
may or may
I'm
not have found an enchanted
more.
hat that made me appear closer to 876.
Well, I mean, you know, time dilation affects some people more than others.
Yeah. Well. that's what-
It
That's
barely
that's
touches
what
me.
happens when you spend about 200 years in
Ancient. Nerve.
Well, he
Are
was
you gonna tell him to
used-
get off your lawn?
He was being too polite to say withered, Draho.
Yes.
Not
All right.
withered. I'm very healthy for my age.
Yeah, let's
Both
agree to
naturally
disagree.
and magically.
He's upright and breathing.
What about mentally?
Just
Yeah.
sit back on my cocoa.
He's together.
Very good, Kibble.
So
She was very proud.
after Kibble gets all of that out to you and the guards, you're let in. You wander up the palisade into the throne room. Only one torch is lit, and you see what looks to be the Pirate King just slumped on the throne.
Does he look
Like,
alive before we
breathing
get blamed
slumped,
for
or-
something?
Could be. Could be dead.
Same. Is it the same
I go up
dude?
to him and I poke him.
As
Man,
you
this
do,
is how you get
hear
blamed
him
for
kind of
murder.
Snort a couple times and then blink and open his eyes. Oh, yeah. What? Who?
I just wave.
I
Sorry to
remember
disturb you, sir.
you.
We're back from we're back from that quest you sent us on. We wanted to return your amulet and report that that keep is all clean and whatnot.
Also, it might be nice to have an update on the state of
The
things.
world.
We missed a lot.
Yeah.
Why the hell has it been, what, more
Year
than
and a
a
half.
year?
Yeah.
We're told about
What
it.
we believe.
Yeah, some things happened. We got trapped in the Feywild. We
among other places.
ran into a time wizard. Things happened. We're back now.
So, interesting space magic, I take it.
Yeah.
Yes. To put that lightly, that would be correct.
Well, and he reaches
Go.
out and snatches the amulet, puts it back on. I've kept your little goop nice, and he snaps his fingers a few times, and a door opens, a guard stepping through, and then slowly this ginormous gelatinous cube waddles out.
Oh, Goop!
We may
Good
have
to
fed
see
him a
you.
bit.
Thank you for keeping him safe.
I kind of snicker. I'm gonna.
Matai's eyes widen in horror. The
Gonna be hard
little
getting
runes that float around her irises dilate. It's almost like she's run into these before.
We
Yeah,
tell,
that's our little friend. It's
Yeah,
gotten
we-
big.
tell her to I tell Matai, it's okay. He's a friendly.
How do you make a gelatinous cube a friendly?
We saved him.
Apparently put him in a jar. Do you still have the jar?
Yeah, but we can't get him to get back inside.
I'll see if I can. Give me the jar.
I would say
Um,
not.
No,
Get your
no,
football.
no.
Yeah.
It's kind of like stuffing 10 pounds of meat in a 5-pound meat sack.
I
Need to
think,
make your- okay, now you're just making me hungry?
I
Yeah,
think
we haven't
we've got.
eaten in like a year.
No, we
So while you guys are messing with the gelatinous cube, I'm going to say, so had a question. Since
Well,
we
I've
cleared
certainly
out
got answers. They may not
since
be
we
the
cleared
answers
out
you're
that
looking for.
keep, you don't by any chance have any purpose for it, do you?
Oh, one of my kind can always use a secondary keep.
How would you feel about letting us set up shop there, maybe reorganize it a little bit, make it something we can use?
And what do you
Keep-
offer in return?
You have one of the most experienced and strong adventuring parties on this side of the world, setting up residence on your island.
I like the idea. What'll it
It would
cost
be
me to
great.
use your services, though?
I mean, what do you need us to do?
Oh, you never know. Nothing at the moment, but
Well, how about we cross that bridge when we come to it?
I like assurances ahead of time.
How
If your
about this?
prices are too steep.
How about this? We don't have an official price yet because we've got to figure out the new way the world works. A year and a half, inflation. Things have probably changed. So we'll shoot you a list, but I can promise you this much. What we normally charge someone, you'll get charged half. And if it's something that benefits us, there'll be no charge.
How about we just say that we can't make you name you a price without knowing what you need, so
Yeah.
we
But
can
it
negotiate
will
that.
come at a hefty discount.
If you wish to hire my personal services with magic and the arcane and history, I prefer to be paid in knowledge, particularly that of ancient civilizations, if you have such things, or artifacts, if barring that.
He
So
gets
aside
out
from
the
the
sword
nerd, the
and
rest
kind
of us take
sidles
gold.
up to you and gets, about yay far away from your face. Are you one of them book nerds?
Yes, you could say that.
I see.
Why, do you
I
have
may
some
have
books?
use for you. Interesting.
Is
Good.
that so?
I suppose we can make that deal. I will expect that your prices will be fair, and that you will not turn down any work I have for you.
For the
I would
right
say that's
price,
a
I
fair
will
deal.
do the job.
Fantastic.
That seems like a fair compromise.
Wonderful. Deal
And
well
I-
struck. And he holds out his hand.
I will shake it. Then I'm going to say, but can we just get this in writing with signatures?
Oh, of course.
Contracts must be obtained.
He claps twice, and 2 guards come out with a writing table. By all means.
I will pull out of my pocket where I keep all my documentation, pull out the tube, open it up, bring out an empty sheet of very fine magical quality paper, because that's all I carry. Fine magical quality ink pen. Okay, write out the terms of the contract, then leave the X. If you sign right here, I will write it in common because I think that's appropriate.
Several hours later.
Later.
Yeah.
Do you attempt to put in anything wonky?
This is the real question.
Go for legalese.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that thought process. Draho is an honest businessman.
No, you're not.
Here's the thing, though.
No, I am. I've never cheated or connived anyone in a business deal.
Again, here's the thing. He has to read it first. If he doesn't read it, that's his own fault.
Also,
Hang on.
he's a
I
pirate.
would also like to draw up a personal contract for my services, seeing as my payment would be different.
Oh, of course. He claps
The-
twice again. Those same guards bring out an additional writing table and set it before
All right.
you.
I'll read
It-
these
You
two
know what?
out.
Let's try and add something to it. Draho, nothing nefarious, but because
He
the
has to
original
pay us
the original
100
deal
gold.
was we get the keep. He gets a fair market price for our services, and we can't refuse a request, is what we agreed upon.
Do we get the? But it's the keep.
How about I put a
and-
Unless
clause
there's a conflict
in
of
there?
interest.
I was about to say, how about we put a clause in there that if I slip it in a lot of fancy, legal mumbo jumbo talk, I basically put in a clause saying that if what we are asked to do contradict or runs contradictory to our benefit, we can refuse. Basically, so he can't make us do something that wouldn't help us in the long run.
Well, also
something that would go.
something might be
against the-
counter to our interests, like
Attacking Ravens Bluff.
yeah, like we don't
Yeah.
want to draw the ire of like an entire government.
Also, can we put down? Ark, you said something about to the west of that door.
Sorry, what?
Okay, can you? Am I coming through clear?
Yep.
Or do I need?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear
just
you.
a little bit quiet. That's all.
Let me see if I can.
I'm going to go ahead
Thinking about
and
that.
figure
How
out
is
what my
mic
turns
tonight?
are.
I put a new windscreen on.
It is fantastic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I've got a new mic also, so I'm wanting to make sure I come through clear.
We're
So-
moving up in the world, aren't we?
In my case,
I got a mic too.
In my case,
And
my
your
my
headset.
contract would be to take up the same jobs as the others. In addition to advisement, as in an official position, as an advisor. However, I would like my contract to also include that I am not an exclusive advisor to the Pirate King.
Okay.
You want Draho to draw that up while he's drawing up his contract, or are you gonna do it yourself?
I will let you draw that up, but I will read it afterwards.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Do
draw up both contracts.
Do
I
we
will
want-
I will work for ancient knowledge. If it is arcane in nature, that is preferable, especially if it involves spells. Higher rarities are preferable. I already know most of the lower dwellers. Ancient artifacts that have value have value in research of history, and money if those cannot be produced.
Okay.
Draho, you might also want to include a clause in the contract that anything unrelated to the any acquisition of property unrelated to the job itself, not specifically mentioned in the job, is fair game for us to get.
Yeah. That's a
Also,
good thing to add,
how
too.
much of the land around that door do we want to make sure is deeded in this property?
Yes.
That's what I was trying to get out when I started talking.
Ah,
Gotcha.
sorry.
Because
Yeah, and again, Kedro, out of character. About how distant was that gold mine?
I don't remember if I said west or east. I
Okay,
just-
I thought you said-
Well, how far
it's over
away in that?
in the mountain range on that side of the aisle.
Okay, but like approximate distance,
do you have a map of the island?
like a mile or
Terribly
two?
big, but let's take a look. I
Yeah.
believe there's an
And-
image for it.
Also, my
Also-
and also I want to make it known that my personal projects take precedence over summons. I will ensure that I will hear out any request. However, if I'm in the middle of a ritual, I must finish that first.
I think that's fair.
He is gonna really not call on you if you put that many stipulations in a contract.
Listen, I'm not going to work on a clone, and halfway through be summoned and have to drop it and ruin everything.
I mean, that's fair. But
Did you say clone?
Not in character.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I want to make sure I actually heard that.
Not for anything nefarious.
There we go.
I
Let's
just wanted
just
to be
pull
able to
this
say
over
that.
here so you guys can see,
is
provided that you have Twitch up.
I do got it up.
I do
Okay.
have it up, but I gotta make it bigger so I can see the map.
Well, that is.
So
I
make
mean-
that south because it's in this Earth Spur area.
Can you zoom
Sorry.
that in any?
What's south?
Because I don't know where that is. And
So you can see.
Okay, so we were in the forest, so at the top of the island, correct?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah. Draho, you say that you won't call on me, but to have a wizard as an advisor is a valuable thing indeed.
Earth Spur 8,000. What happened to the 7,000 model? Out of season?
Okay,
That's just
So-
its height.
where's
So you guys are currently at Immeric's Hold.
where's the keep?
The keep is in the middle of this forest up here.
Okay.
So it's north of Imric's Hold or south of Imric's Hold? Okay,
The
so it's
keep
up
is
there.
north, but the gold
That's too
is
far.
not
We
much
won't
to
be
the
able
south.
to.
we
sneak
would have
into
to
it.
figure out we'd have to figure out a way to you'd have to figure out a way to get down there and lay claim to it if it was free.
Well, again, we want to like designate like a certain radius around the location of the door to be legally recognized as our domain. So,
well, you could also just say, hey, from this line.
right, which is why I was trying to get like an idea of like how far away it was from where I cast the spell, which was basically at the door.
The island itself isn't massive. So like these are the Pirate Isles in relationship to like where Ravens Bluff is at, being up here.
Steven, check Discord.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's the okay. Okay, so that took us 2 weeks to go by boat, and boats don't travel particularly quickly, but faster than equipment. Okay. So
I'm sorry, what are we trying to do right now?
I'm trying to get a sense of how much distance there was between the keep
And the gold mine.
and the gold mine, so that way
So they were trying to add the land that the gold mine's on to the deed.
without mentioning that there's gold mine.
But it's so far away that it'd be real sketchy to try and put. We'd like to
Well,
keep
I
and also
can detect
this
it
section
out
of
to-
mountain.
Yeah, I can detect it out to 3 miles. So, I'm trying to determine like where in that radius I got to ping.
We've
like,
been very,
relative
very
distance.
much at the edge of that radius.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So yeah, so it is any of that.
So if it was
Wilderness
only 3
area?
miles, we're going to call it right here.
So yeah, I'm gonna say too, like, is any of that wilderness area out there like claimed?
Oh, everything on the isle is claimed by myself.
Because we'd like, from for like hunting purposes and stuff like that. A little bit of breathing room.
So, what are you saying with this?
Well, just to make sure if anyone encroaches, we can get them for trespassing and have them go away for privacy, of course. And
Turns.
what would be a good distance? Like 3 miles?
That sounds about right.
Exactly 3 miles.
I mean, you have to be specific about this sort of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of new to this whole ownership of land thing, but I would imagine you need to have like a distinct border.
I mean, you're a wandering tribesman, so you don't really.
Well, we're semi-nomadic.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm new to this whole we own something thing. But any animal will mark territory, as it were. And I've gotten the gist of certain customs with this, so.
Well, let's fine tune what we're going. Oh. You guys hear me? It's saying that
Yeah.
my mic is having trouble.
No,
I
you
can-
cut out. I missed all of that.
Of course it did. It was saying my mic had trouble. So, what are we officially going? Like, we're gonna huddle up to discuss the contract before I write it out.
Yeah.
To make sure that we have it worded correctly.
Okay.
So, what are we officially putting in the contract that I have to try and weasel in secretly?
Let's see.
I think
I don't-
Draho will drop his morals of fair business when dealing with a pirate.
The non-exclusivity cause should probably be a little bit more fine print than other things.
We're talking the group contract. Your personal
Okay.
contract will definitely fine tune that to hell, but the group contract, I want just so we have something official to put down for the thing. We want the keep. We want 3 miles radius around the keep. Do you want to say that way we're not giving away anything?
Yeah, 3 miles to do it.
That way we have some privacy there, since it's our keep. We don't want people just wandering in.
Obviously,
willy-nilly.
we'd have a little domain about
Yeah.
And if we happen to find anything like game or something along those lines, we should have exclusive rights to it.
Yeah, that's what the contract will read. And I would like to add, of course, the clause that will take any job within reason for a fair market price. That does not contradict or does not run against our party's interests. So we don't have to do something that would obviously set us up in a bad way. Like you said, attack Ravens Bluff or something.
Yeah, anything that has a high potential to
try and stage a
ire of-
coup in Myanmar or something.
right.
And then my clause that
Well, like I said, personal contracts you guys can do yourselves. I'm saying the group contract right now for what we as a group are asking
As
for and demanding.
arachnophobia.
Yes.
Yes, well, technically arachnophobia falls under the Reichland Mere Industrial LLC. So
Here we go. Okay.
I mean, I got to add it to the proper paperwork so that we,
I mean,
you know.
to kind of mitigate the whole must take the job kind of thing, we could offer a discount.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll give him a discount on any work he wants based on giving us the keep and the land around it. But I just want to put in a thing saying, like, because he said he doesn't want to, any request that he asks, we have to do. I just want to put a clause in there that if the request would run counter to the parties,
Yeah, if we
benefit,
identify
we can refuse.
any conflicts of interest, they will
Bingo.
they must be cited, but they can relieve us of accepting the work.
Exactly. That's what I want to work in there is that. So
Yeah.
everyone good with that setup? The 3 miles,
Yeah.
rights to everything on that land, etc.
And then Cadro,
Mhm.
I'd like to put a contract with them that my part of the payment, whenever possible, instead of gold, would be information on the Feywild or the King of the Wild Hunt.
Yep, you guys can have at it.
You guys are really
Well-
making the rest of us more rich.
Yep.
I mean, I'll just put a thing in there saying that the price is, there's a set gold price for the team, but certain parties will drop their share of the gold price in exchange for
Such and such
information of equal or greater value to them. So,
Ooh,
you could spend 60 gold to hire the lot of us, or you might spend 40 gold and give 2 people in the party,
information they're looking for.
So I'm just going to work that in as a deal of like, there are alternative payment options if the recipient of the payment agrees to them. So that anybody can ask for something other than money if they want. So that's the official contract I'd like to slap down with him.
you should probably also put something in, like, if they withhold information.
No, I don't care about that. We've worked on
well-
less information and gotten shit done.
Well, if they knowingly withhold information, which then results in some kind of, an increase in
Labor.
increase in danger, hazard, greater than that, than what was alluded to
Price will
in
be-
the initial reading of the contract. So basically, if we were misled and actually something's more dangerous or bigger than we thought it was, the price will then be negotiated as determined by us.
We'll add a hazard pay clause.
Yep. So you guys
It's more
So
hazardous
here's the
than
problem,
lead
though,
to
have a
guys.
salvage pay, a hazard pay, and then an alternate pay.
Ooh. See if you can get dental.
So just be aware that the more stuff you try to slip in here, the more likely it is that he's.
Oh,
gonna
that
see
we'll
through it.
be completely transparent about.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the salvage clause is going to be obvious. The only things that I'm going to try and slip in there subtly is the right to basically refuse a contract if it runs against our party's deal, and
So
I think that's
after
the only
about
thing we
an
really
hour
need
of
to
you guys
slip
writing
in.
this.
don't
like,
screw us
How
over.
about you all take this to your rooms? I'll have rooms for you. I'm going to go back to sleep. We can talk in there.
Just real quick before you go to bed.
That is fair.
Why did your guards not recognize us?
Because it's been well over a year and guards die during sieges against my keep.
Oh, you were sieged over that year.
Yes, it was quite unpleasant. The undead have arisen basically everywhere.
Does that
Oh.
have anything to do with this weather?
That is a good possibility.
Oh, right. Island, sort of isolated. Got it.
Yeah.
Wait.
we generally don't
You're saying
see
the
snow.
undead sieged you?
Yes. On ships even.
Right. Like in a
On ships.
coordinated attack?
Wait.
Correct.
Oh,
Speaking of which, you may or may not have some ships that may have lost their crew but are still seaworthy.
None
I've-
currently. Anything that was in that sort of state was either absconded with by the undead or sunk in the harbor.
I think it would be best to let him return to his slumbers.
Yes. Sleep is
Yeah.
good. We talking.
Out of context.
We will
No,
talk in
This
the
is the
morning.
best time to negotiate when he's sleepy,
Sleepy.
and off his game.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's
He
get back to the room.
claps twice, 2 more guards come out.
With another
total of
tip.
4.
Matai's already
Pick up
on
the
her way out.
tables and, scoot you guys off to basically one large kind of hostel style room.
Does he
That's
then clap
comfortable.
two? Does he then clap 3 more times and all the torches are put out?
He does not.
okay. I have a
You
question.
see that there's still only that single torch as you guys are kind of getting towards the end, and he slumps his way back into the throne and kind of curls back in and starts. You can hear the snoring begin.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, now since we've had basically since Draho only needs 4 hours of light meditation a night, during the entire rest, I am going to spend all my time trying to fine-tune this contract to where he can't find the subtle points. What kind of roll do I have to make this contract good if I spend like all my time really like Draho's got a law book out for words to use.
It's going to be a history option.
Ooh. Nice.
Yep, so that's a bonus.
Draho, attorney at law.
Yeah, like it's a book of law from Myth Draenor, so it's extremely convoluted.
Okay.
Which will not be recognized
Yes,
outside of the kingdom.
Yeah.
Well, no,
So,
the words, the
given
wording.
that Draho is so venerable, I'm now picturing him as Matlock.
It's just, I mean, the law terms are going to be Myth Draenor, so there's going to be a lot of Elvish law terms that he's going to have to understand.
Is there a way to turn mine into a cipher? Like I have the
You wanna
linguist
spend
feat.
the time doing it, yes.
Okay.
Pedro,
Yeah, but if
like
it's too sketchy, he won't sign it.
is there a rug next to a fire in the room we're in?
Oh yeah, a bear rug.
Okay, that's great. I'm just gonna, while everybody's doing their things, I'm just gonna say I'm going to sleep, and I shift and I just curl up like a dog on the bear rug right next to the fire.
Okay.
I squinted him.
Okay, I assume there's a desk of some kind.
There is,
Yeah.
along with the two that were brought in with you.
Okay. I'm gonna go find an empty spot at a desk and start looking through my book of shadows, trying to figure out what to do about the disappointment that I missed.
Okay.
And now, what's the
I
setup here? Do we have individual rooms? Are we all one?
No, it's a
we're-
communal room.
Study room.
Ow.
There are enough beds for everyone.
And one's going to remain empty.
Well, two are, 'cause I'm
Um,
not laying down.
Alright.
I am going to find a bed and just sleep because
You see Kibble look around, and then he starts counting, and then he looks at the group, and he starts counting, and then he squeals this high-pitched squeal and dives into a bed.
he gets his own bed.
As Kibble does this, I get up lazily from my slight sleep. I go over to Kibble. I grab him with my mouth on top of from his scruff of his thing, and I bring him over and put him next to me.
He doesn't
and then
have a
lay
scruff.
down.
He's a reptile.
As you grab him with your mouth, you find a short sword to your throat.
I just
Boy
look at
playing
him.
around. He likes to sleep in a bed.
And remember, he'll steal your life.
I'm just like
I
I'm just
am
like,
going to take out my little wooden box. I'm going to set it next to me while Draho's handling my portion of the contract, and I'm
Okay.
sure that I have communicated what I wanted quite
Uh-huh.
well enough.
I'll work it in there nice. Oh, but also,
Uh,
just got to make sure you're aware of this. Draho is going to waive his paperwork fee for doing the paperwork for you, since you helped him fight the Death Knight.
Okay. It will be nice if you mention the paperwork fee whenever I am handed the
No, he'll
The contract.
specifically tell you he's waiving his fee.
That's what I mean. It doesn't. So, and then she pulls out her own book of shadows.
Nerds. Contract.
Also, before going to sleep, I pull out a bowl, reach into the bag of colding, a couple of pieces of fruit to let them thaw, and just place them. Like, no touching.
All right.
For the
You're
morning.
becoming decadent like a Roman.
So yeah.
So
Is there anything different with the box with the key in it?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
Now,
So-
was that history check? Do I get advantage on that since I'm using a book for reference and adding Elvish law terms and stuff?
You do not.
No.
That's
Uh,
appropriate lawyering.
Yeah, but
Do I understand it correctly? We have the evening to form the contract, and so we're just sleeping it off.
yeah.
yeah, that's what.
And that since I only need 4 hours of light rest, I'm going to focus entirely on making this contract iron tight as I can. Would anyone like to assist me with that so I get advantage?
I think I would actually.
Hey, Kendro, can I go sleep in my own bed tonight?
You can.
I think
Okay,
Matai
cool,
is
thank
going
you.
to point out
No.
things that you might miss with your proper form of lawyering. Like the little
so
things you
diplomatic.
could slip in.
Yes, come on, give me advantage because we're working as a team.
I also have proficiency in history.
What's your history score? Like, what's
10.
your total? 10?
Plus 10.
Ah, I'm better than you. 11, baby.
I mean, I'm also from a different world, so I'm just catching up.
But yeah, if we can get advantage on that, I'll roll it.
Yep, totally fine.
Yes, good.
I think I can also cast guidance.
24, that's a good contract. Oh, if you're casting guidance on me, then I'll add that extra d4.
I'm just making sure I actually have it first. I do not.
Shame.
I do, but Naivara doesn't want to help you.
But it's helping yourself.
Yeah, but it's stuff that Naivara doesn't care about.
Since I still have.
Oh, that's right. Navarra enters contracts willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about we have Kibble inspire me before he goes to sleep, since he'll get it back anyway.
Well, considering he still has a.
It only
knife
lasts
in my
10
throat.
minutes, though.
Yeah, but for 10 minutes, I'm gonna be super energetic because Kibble's making me good food.
He's
It's
gonna
a-
write the best opening paragraph ever.
Ever.
I mean, they say your opening paragraph really seals the deal, so.
It's a contract to a pirate king. It just has to be detailed enough that he can't screw us over.
Exactly.
Okay,
But I mean, I'm good with 24. But if there's any way we can add bonus dice to that, I'm all for it.
The problem with bonus dice is most of it is like only a minute to 10 minutes long, and since you're going to be spending hours doing it,
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't really
figured.
work out timing wise.
Quick,
I
kibble up in the
figured.
middle of the night. Quick,
That's
say something to
appropriate.
Spyrite. Good. And we're done.
all right. So
That's okay. 24. I'm acceptable. 24.
Okay, so since Kibble still has his knife to my throat, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, I say with him with his shirt in my mouth. I'm just like, you're gonna come and sleep with me. Leave it alone and put the knife away. I'm
He's
not
asleep
gonna
where
hurt
he
you."
wants.
I have my own bed. I'm gonna sleep in this nice fluffy bed. Bad dog.
Fine, then I just curl up at the end of his bed.
Okay, that's fine.
You don't understand. Kibble got real emotional when he got his own bed in the house.
Yeah, you don't take that away from him.
I try.
I get out of
Kibble's-
bed, pick up Fenrir out of Kibble's bed, put him back down on the bare rug, and say, "No."
You
To go
hear-
back, lay back
You
down.
hear this kind of very soft chortling from underneath Kibble's covers.
I
Now,
just
do I
growl.
have to do a second roll for Matai's contract, or are we rolling both of them into this 24?
They can both be in the 24.
I would
Awesome.
like that because I don't
I
think I
know.
can.
I know how to create magic items. Pull out some paper, roll it up. That.
I mean, I've got magic quality paper.
I don't think you quite realized what I did there.
I imagine
I
that
rolled
since
up.
it is,
I rolled up a piece of paper and told the dog man to stay.
Oh, okay.
So once we are done with the contract, I imagine that takes us well into the evening, and Matai essentially passes out at her own bed, of course. Shortly afterwards, clutching her pack.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Once the contract's done, since again I only need 4 hours, if there's still time after my 4 hours, I'm going to meditate on my brain. Because I'm still trying to sift through, like, I have 3 different lifetimes in my brain.
Oh, that. Okay.
That adventure, I have the extra background plus the wizard levels. So I'm just going to sort through my memories and try and figure out what's real and what didn't happen.
That
Absolutely.
should take
While
long.
Draho is trying to uncrazy his brain, is there any update or anything going on in my book?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
So Draho,
Hello,
you
I'm
get
Tom Riddle.
basically visions of
You know.
running through the jungle in nearly nothing, loincloth, kind of a leather bandolier, wielding a bone knife. you track and successfully kill a wild boar.
With a
And then
bone
are
knife?
accosted by some very tan-skinned elves. You kind of startle out of this reverie as one of them plunges a knife deep into your throat.
Hold up, was I a man or a woman in this dream?
In that one, you were a man.
Really?
What? Okay,
That's
I'm
an extra past life that wasn't in my original
other
list.
people's memories.
Why does Draho have other people's memories?
Because I touch stuff I'm not supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Because he
That
can't
makes a
keep
lot
his
more
hands
sense.
to himself.
Because I have the Gogori agent and I have
Other
the
people in his head.
my ancestor's wizard hat. But my ancestor was female, thus the effeminate dancing sword style. And,
Yes, that's the reason for it.
Yeah, exactly.
and the Golgori is basically sewer.
Yeah.
They're basically Ninja Turtles. So
I mean, that technically could have taken place on Ravnica.
that's what I'm like. Does it look like it's foreign land? Like I need to
It is
understand what was
definitely
going
not
on.
woods that you have ever been.
Okay, so it was most likely the Golgori agent of my mind. That's good. That's good to know.
I mean,
Like,
possibly,
is
or
this-
maybe you just are legitimately crazy.
Well,
Why
I'd
not
like
both?
to know when I acquire new memories of an entire life.
Okay, so since he startles out of this like state, does this startle? Does he like make like a loud like scream or something?
Oh,
That's up to you.
I'm an arrogant elf. I'm not gonna scream when I get stabbed to death.
He's gonna scream like a little girl.
No. Draho's just going to come awake, look around, make sure that he's actually safe, and then go back to his trance and try and figure
I mean,
out
we're
what-
all in the room, so safe is a relative
The
term.
term, like you literally have a werewolf curled up next to the fire.
Yeah,
It's
Draho's
more about
not-
you have quite a few
Draho's
people
not
who don't
us.
particularly like you.
This happened to someone else. Draho's just arrogant enough to recognize that it didn't happen to him.
I am very
He wouldn't be
curious.
so stupid as to be caught in the woods naked with a knife.
I am very curious to know what Matai feels about having a werewolf just curled up next to the fire.
It's Matai. Matai is a drink.
Matai.
I'm sorry, what?
Very curious to know what
Matai.
Matai feels about having a werewolf just curled up next to the fire.
She's seen Stranger Things.
Yeah, you're not as weird as you think you are, homie.
Okay, so who's your favorite character? Mine's 11.
Huh, that's interesting. I'll have to think on that.
Billy.
11 is a good character. This thing is bonkers. What?
Oh
No,
yeah,
it's-
for sure that contract I forgot to add.
Yeah.
There's a lot of filigree along the sides, like it's real fancy.
It wouldn't be a Draho contract if it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't pompous and overdone.
Meanwhile, if I dream, it's just, I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole on a loop.
I'm dreaming of chasing down a bird and just eating it.
I will say, it's not until you're trying to explain why your character has that stuff that you're like, wow, I really do mess with stuff I'm not supposed to.
That's all your characters.
Is this really a revelation to you?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't really occur to me how much I love to just mess with stuff.
How does it not occur to you? That's literally
Yeah.
all you do.
Yes, like you literally
It's
had
just-
a wild sorcerer who messed with the machine that is meant to bring about chaos.
Well, that's because it was my antithesis.
So is this Steven having this revelation,
Revelation,
or
or-
is this Draho having this
No,
revelation?
this is definitely a Steve revelation. I like to mess with stuff.
He's not
You're
terribly
just
self-aware.
realizing this, and it's sad.
I mean,
Well, I think we can
self-awareness is
clearly
not-
say that your wisdom score is an 8. Steven.
I guess it doesn't occur to me because usually in the events, like, the reason I mess with stuff is nobody ever wants to see what it does. Everyone wants to stand around and let's identify it. Let's do this.
That's
Let's
called
do that. And
having-
I'm the guy that.
That's called having a plan.
That's called being cautious and having good self-preservation instincts.
Meanwhile,
But if you
know
just
it-
grab it and put the helmet on, either it'll slowly start encapsulating your head because you pissed off a sea goddess, or it lets you talk to fish. One of those two.
There are spells that let you do that. I can do that.
like, yeah, so can I.
I'm just saying, you never know what it does until you put it on your head. Like a wizard hat.
Yeah, you can understand what it does before you put it on your head.
All right.
It's a thing called identification.
So I imagine
As
that
my toddler would say, hat.
How is the toddler, by the way, Tejo?
Super adorable.
That is good.
We need to feeble mind Draho just once.
Yeah.
Would it have
Even
any
makes him
effect?
smarter.
I think I failed to take this level.
I feel like it's as if the intelligence score isn't high enough, it automatically fails or whatever.
No, that's a monster that does that.
Okay.
That's a few monsters who do that. There's certain effects that, like, if their intelligence, if they don't have a certain level of intelligence or the ability to speak, it doesn't work.
I imagine that our long rest should be done quite soon.
Yeah, he's probably just setting up the next thing while we.
That's fair.
Yeah, basically, whenever you guys want to be done with the long rest, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
I'm
still
good to
would
end it
out-
now.
out
We've
with
done what we could do.
So, Misaki, are you coming back before or after the long rest is over?
Well, was there a
Coming
long
back.
rest before coming to town?
There was not.
Okay.
I have a strange request. Is there a bronze brazier I can use in this town?
Sure.
That is a very strange request.
It's specific. I wouldn't say straight.
I need my long rest, but I'm not gonna take it where I'm at.
Okay.
So I'm gonna come back through the door before I finish, and whoever's up is getting an earful before I lay down.
Okay. As
That
you come
would be
back
me.
in, the only one that you see awake, well, I would say both Draho and Matai are still awake because they're working on the documentation.
They're pulling an all-nighter.
Well, I come back in through my door and I remove the hand and tuck it away. And I'm like, Draho, a word.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything left to go back to in Ravens Bluff.
What do you mean?
I think the town has fallen.
Really?
Yeah,
You sure? Were you there? Were you?
I was in my room on the hill.
Oh, in the mansion?
Yeah,
Ooh, is the mansion okay?
the mansion's dusty, but I looked out the window and there were bodies frozen everywhere.
Was the warehouse okay? Could you see the warehouse down by the dock?
Oh my god, he only cares about.
I
our
don't know.
property.
I don't think I could see the warehouse district from the house.
Well, why didn't you go check?
You can.
Because I wasn't leaving the room yet. Because you were all in here.
Okay, so
And-
I mean,
I need a nap.
well, get some rest. We're working on the contract.
am.
Anything special you want to add?
Okay, so is it this town that's fallen?
The
or
contract,
Ravens Bluff.
Ravens Bluff.
Oh shit!
We'd know if this town was fallen. We're kind of here.
Would you?
That is
Are you-
terrible news.
That is terrible news.
Yeah. Do you know how many my whole livelihood is tied up in Ravens Bluff?
Our
Well,
whole livelihood.
We're
Draho, Draho, let me put it to you this way. I didn't go out of my room, but I could smell death in the mansion.
Yeah, but I mean,
And I could see it outside. And there's just as much snow and ice, if not more, there than there is here.
Alright. Does anybody have a ability to just portal us back home?
Yes. But I don't know
I'm-
if it counts if the location doesn't exist.
I'm just gonna go get my rest.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
you get some rest. Thanks for
This
the
is-
info. We'll
this-
figure that out in the morning.
You
This
go
is,
ahead and get your sleep.
This is out of character, but I'm wondering, Kadro, if the town has fallen, does that mean that the location doesn't exist, or will the location still exist? It's just that the town is just abandoned or destroyed somewhat.
I suppose you'll know when you try.
See, I think if that's all that happened, I think we can end the rest and go present our contract to the Pirate King. See if we
Alright.
pull one over
I
on him.
assume you two wake us all up.
No, they.
I mean, if you guys want to go with me, fine, but it's just contract negotiation. I don't need a party.
The question is, do you bother to wake us up,
Yeah.
or do you just go ahead and do it?
Here's the thing. Draho is courteous of the fact that you guys have been through with him some of the most intense life experiences one can imagine in the course of like 2 weeks to us. So I'm really not going to interrupt anyone's sleep because I feel like this is the first time we've been able to rest safely. So I will just go by myself if I have to. But I'll basically leave roughly around the time the 8-hour rest would end. So if anyone else wants to get up and come with me, yes. If you want to sleep in, I'll do the contract alone. What could be the worst that happens if I walk off alone?
I'll follow him out.
In which case,
Kibble is up at about 6 hours making breakfast.
all right.
Well, if Kibble's making breakfast, everyone's getting up.
Matai is going to sleep in, or at least
Okay.
she's going to try to.
I'm gonna groggily get up, and I'm gonna stay in the room.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna drag anyone out of bed. Like, let's go, it's morning. Like, I'm gonna let you guys have your peace because
Well,
I know rest is important to the lesser races.
Naivara doesn't trust you, so she's coming with.
Yeah, and I don't trust him either, so I'm going to.
And
Come on,
I like to
guys.
spell.
If there's one thing Draho can do, it's contract work.
and
It's
I'm
not
going
that
to,
I don't trust your skills at writing a contract. I don't trust your personality.
and I'm
That's why
going
we
to
have the contract.
and I'm going to enjoy a piece of fruit out of my bowl.
And in emphasis, Kadro, I am walking out still on all fours in my wolf form.
When I do wake up, which is going to be probably good 2 hours after everyone else, because Matai has terrible sleep patterns. She is going to find one of those bronze braziers. If it is free for public use, she will cast some herbs and incense into it and create her familiar, Skull the Raven.
Yeah.
Yep, you are able to do so.
And of course, she will imbue herself with mage armor
Okay.
These both.
and a gift of alacrity, just for good measure.
All right. So, who all is staying behind? That's the easier option.
Me.
Me.
Okay, so just the two of you?
Yep.
And
I don't see a need to go.
Okay, so it's going to be Draho.
You trust Naivara to
and-
keep me in
and-
line. That's respectable.
Navarra would just make you disappear if you get out of line. I don't need to go. I've seen Navarra do it to other things. I'm pretty sure she'll do it to you. if need
It's
be.
the weirdest control method for me.
So
Not
you
only
just
that, I've got other things that have
I
need
mean,
of
I
my
know you
attention.
Yeah.
All right. So, scene shifts. The three of you are entering the King's Hall. You can see that a moderate breakfast banquet is laid out. Pork sausage, gravy, biscuits, scrambled eggs, a variety of fruits and early morning veggies, and variety of kind of different bits of meat, some venison, some steak bits, all that look like they could easily be manipulated into kind of like breakfast burritos. Of which you see the Pirate King holding one that's bigger than his head, and it's just like as easy to get
Was this food made by Kibble or was this made by his cooks?
by his cooks.
I think Kibble would have to get up a little bit earlier to do all this.
I'm
get-
just saying
but
because
I'm
I don't eat not Kibble's food anymore.
Meanwhile, I'm upstairs eating Kibble's food. So,
What's the point in having a kobold man butler if you can't eat their food exclusively?
And so,
I grew up-
as he's taking a bite, come on in.
Yep, just here to leave you the contract. So get a signature on it right here. If you got a signet, I've left some area for a signet press, whatever you use around here.
He kind of dabs away some of the gravy. Oh, of course. One moment. And he picks up
Certainly.
a small bell and rings it. And this trio of well-dressed men come waddling in. One of them is overly rotund, one of them is super skinny, and one of them is very, very short. And the three of them start looking it over. You see them pull out monocles, and they're muttering very quietly between each other. Oh, this is good. This is somewhat acceptable. This could raise concern. They sound like they're speaking in loiterings.
As they're doing
Yeah, I am going to do everything in my power to seem calm and relaxed as I eat some random chunks of meat off the table.
All right,
I pick up a sausage with my mouth and eat it.
sounds good.
Naivara is too busy stifling laughter to eat.
Perfect. So
I thought he would have people, but I didn't think he would have like a trio of lawyers.
oh, the Pirate King is worried about litigation.
And also how he has the proper trio of the short, fat, and tall.
It honestly kind of makes sense.
So, since that's going to take them a bit of time, we'll scene shift back over. And
Okay.
Misaki, Ark, and Matai, you guys are waking up to Kibble's breakfast.
And what did Kibble prepare?
Very much similar to the Pirate King, just in much smaller quantities.
This is great.
Should be good.
That does smell quite good.
Oh, and of course I pull out, I offer my bowl of fruit to anyone. Should be good and thawed now.
What is your bowl of fruit? Like, what's in it?
So I have a bag of holding that like cool stuff, and after I got it, like we found a bunch of food and stuff like that in the cave. So I put it in there to preserve it. So I just put some of it out to thaw while I slept, and then when I woke up, it was there. So
Mostly tropical type fruits, so mangoes, bananas, pineapples, and the like.
I don't think Matai's ever had a pineapple. She selects it and she.
oh, let me and I let out my claws and slice it for her, and then put it down.
Just as you're about to do that, Kibble's like, "Wait, let me show
What?
you." And so he comes over.
Right, the claws.
He grabs it by the leaves, turns the top, which pops right off, takes it, and he's like, "Okay, I want you to hold this and smack it down, but not too hard, just once."
All right.
I
She
don't understand.
entranced by this kobold's knowledge of the culinary arts, she does as she is instructed, and like takes it in her hands and kind of lets him guide her to the right positions, hits it.
Okay. So it doesn't look like much happens, but he's like, "Okay, so grab one of the little tines on the end and pull."
She goes ahead and gently pinches one of the tines and pulls.
And you see this perfect little slice of pineapple pull off from that space.
Oh, that is quite clever.
That's
Thank you.
amazing.
It's a great way to eat it, and then you don't have to cut it up because it's all perfectly sliced because of the way that it grows.
Yeah, she
That is
im-
what 300 gold in a bard school gets you.
she is impressed. Where did you learn this? And she takes a bite of
it. In Ravens Bluff. I was
At a
second-
$300 bard college.
Good thing you got it when you did, apparently.
I have little skill in cooking myself. Well, unless it's
Well,
potions.
You won't need it here. I do all the cooking.
Yeah, Kibbles actually very good. I
Yeah,
say with a half full mouth.
Ark, when you wake up, I fill you in on what I saw.
I think Matai's favorite person out of everyone here is Kibble.
So, what was that? What was
I
that?
said, when you wake up, I fill you in on what I saw before I went to sleep.
What?
About Ravens Bluff.
No, I'm in character now. Like, who else knows?
So
Draho,
I was taking care of a library in Ravens Bluff.
Matai.
Is that still there?
Say again.
I was taking care of a scriptorium or a library in Ravens Bluff.
The buildings look to be there. It just everybody looked dead and frozen.
Did the frost touch any of the buildings?
Well, yeah, there was snow on the ground.
Any frost inside?
Not the building I was in. Well, not in my room. How's that?
And no one here sent a message.
She lets out a mild sigh of relief. She is still perturbed by the fact that people are dead, but at least the books weren't touched.
Okay, I walk over the wall
No wonder you get along so
and
well. with,
I create a
Draho.
door and I open the door
Only
to my room.
Mhm.
I'm like, go look out the window.
Do you step through it?
Well, I open the door and I tell them, go look out the window.
Yeah.
I'm standing in the doorway. Tell me.
Yes, I will go ahead the window.
So will I.
Matai, you feel that familiar kind of teleportation feeling, that a bit of fuzz that happens when you do so. You find yourself standing in an exceptionally dusty mansion, save for some small Misaki-sized footprints that are around the rim. Looking out the window, you see a field of snow littered with bodies. There's an ever-present just smell of rot and decay that pervades the area.
She gags a little bit and fishes out a handkerchief and holds it over her nose.
And that field of bodies streams not only from right around the mansion, but all the way down into Ravens Bluff.
I immediately start to commune with nature.
Is it like a flash freeze?
Doesn't look like it. The bodies look moderately frozen, but not like they're fully frozen.
Okay, so they weren't like in the middle of doing something. It's like they were gathered in one place and then slaughtered.
Correct. Well, not even in one place, just one entire massacre, probably of the entire city. The bodies nearest to the mansion, you can see like red stains in the snow that have kind of crystallized to form ice pools of blood.
And just to clarify, this is our mansion in Ravens Bluff.
Correct.
Okay.
The storm. I am almost certain that it isn't. That it may not be natural.
Oh, absolutely. It is not natural.
Could I perhaps recall some information that may give me more insight as to what happened?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an arcana.
Okay.
I know I'm not there, but I think I know what's going on.
Okay. But yeah, upon seeing this, I immediately went outside so I could touch the actual unworked ground and immediately start communing with nature. But it takes me 10 minutes. So.
Okay. So with a roll of 23, you've heard story that some, but not all, Death Knights have the capacity to affect their surroundings. Not unlike dragons, so it could be one or the other.
Considering Death Knights are a current priority in our life, and they're trying to destroy the world, I gotta go.
That are working for a dragon.
Yeah.
Matai's experience with dragons is admittedly a bit lacking, other than the amethyst one that we had fought earlier.
And that was a death knight.
So she's going to assume it was likely the Death Knight. After all, if it was a dragon, the damage would have been much worse.
Oh, and since I forgot this, just a side note, I would have left Rokan, had him fly somewhere and hide for the night so he doesn't scare the crap out of everyone in the city.
All right.
So
He's got the night to himself.
I know the ways to the Undercity. How long would it take for me to get there? Or the underground pathways?
From where you are up on the hill, it's probably a good half an hour's walk to get back into the city.
Okay. Are you really going to explore the city alone while the rest of us are on another continent?
You might go back, get up, and...
No, not right now.
Just wanted to make sure, because I'm like, that seems like a bad idea, and I'm the guy that touches stuff.
That sounded so wrong.
Hi, Pot. This is the kettle?
That's what I mean. If I think it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea.
Kedrick,
Yes,
does
sir.
anything happen with Art as he leaves my room?
Sorry, you're kind of muffled. Say it again.
Did anything happen with Art as he leaves my room because he was falling outside?
Only that same sort of feeling as you move through that barrier. It feels like you're being teleported.
Let me know when you're ready for my commune with nature questions. So prevalent plants, minerals, and peoples. If I can specify, I'm looking for Lady McIntyre.
There is no life within the 3-mile radius.
Undead.
There is a lot of undead in the 3-mile radius, in every direction.
Is any of it moving?
Not moving.
Ark, have you learned anything?
I have one more question. Influence from other planes of existence.
No, there is not.
Okay, I come out of my little trance. Nothing is alive here. I think all these bodies are risen undead. We should leave.
I suppose so.
Oof. Man, that means I'm going to have to rehire everybody.
Or they evacuated.
Man, there's a labor shortage, and oh, man.
No.
Also,
no.
we're gonna have to try and transport all of our stuff from the warehouse.
Let's
If we can get to the warehouse.
let's return to the.
We have so much supplies there.
Hey, let's return to the Pirate Isles for now. We need to reconvene, and I have some things I need to look for. I cannot leave this the way it is, as it is right now.
Yeah. I immediately grab my bag because I'm not leaving anything to chance right now.
Okay.
And just storming down the stairs. What are they in the middle of?
So you're going to...
I'm not concerned about yours. Look, you can take your stuff or not, but I'm grabbing. Okay, I'm grabbing everyone's stuff.
Alright.
I mean, let's be fair. I can carry it. And I go downstairs to where Draho is. How far into the inspection of the contract are they?
We'll say this is probably only taking you guys about a half an hour, so not terribly.
Okay.
They would probably be finishing it up as we got back or something.
Okay, so Draho, Fenrir, anyone else down?
Naivara.
Naivara, Draho, and Fenrir are down there with the contract signing.
Naivara, Draho, Fenrir, meeting.
One sec, they're discussing the contract. I'm here in case they have any questions.
Do you have to? If they have a question, they will get your attention. I need your attention now.
I'm gonna say to him,
It'll be fine.
I bite at
We'll
his
write
heels
it.
and I drag him over.
okay, well, I will leave you gentlemen to the contract. You got any questions? Let us know. Hopefully you're as competent as you look.
The short one looks up. Oh, we are. And then looks back down.
I think
I
I
was gonna walk away with a slight sigh of defeat.
And a wolf. At your
Getty,
heels.
I sent you a message.
And Naivara's just gonna kind of elbow him in the ribs and whisper, "I told you so," under her breath.
And out of character, we had talked with the naval guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I spoke to Admiral Blackheart. Yes.
Okay.
Who's Admiral Blackheart?
Black Mantle,
Black
the
Mantle.
guy who
Whatever.
got us here,
Oh,
and the guy who we were supposed to.
I talked to Admiral Black now.
I like where this is going. I hope it keeps going this way.
I don't like it when you say things like that.
It seems to be a running joke, and I'm going to be the only one who addresses him properly. But Naivara,
Yes.
build him in. Oh, not Naivara, Misaki.
Misaki's still up with Kibble.
Ravens Bluff has been destroyed.
Wait, how bad? Are my buildings okay? Is the warehouse fine?
My God.
I cover his mouth with my hand.
Naivara whacks him on the shin with her staff.
Ow!
I bite him on the heels.
Okay. Fine. What
I
is
didn't
it?
sense any life there. The place was crawling with undead. They don't seem to be able to move, but it is frozen over, much like it is here right now.
I ask, is it worse there than it is here?
Yes,
Okay.
because people here are still alive.
Fair enough. We should probably look into that.
Are you sure you don't want to finish the contract first? I imagine that
I mean, it's not like it's not like there was anyone there to save. So
we can
you can
take
wait.
it can wait like a couple minutes.
but we missed a lot.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to start over from
necessarily-
scratch. I'll never financially recover from this.
But remember, we had spoken with Admiral, out of character, we had spoken with Admiral Blackguard, whatever the hell his name is.
I mean,
So if he's actually alive, that means people did get away.
I mean, him and his crew seem pretty capable. They might have managed to evade whatever happened. So yes, they might have gotten people out of there, but we don't know.
so what?
But he's one
How many?
of an entire city.
No, but how many sending stones do we have left to communicate with?
We've
he
used
only
3
used-
of them.
Yes.
I've got mine.
I lent mine for the contact.
What?
So Draho used his right away because he's
Yeah,
he's
I
an
see.
idiot.
Draho's
Really
used one. Naivara used
He
one,
gave
and then
each of us a conch shell to contact him,
Oh,
which is a two-way message.
okay.
So we each got one for emergency purposes. When we got back, we contacted him because we were supposed to, which I gave my conch shell for, and then he wanted us to recontact him again for context, and that's when we found out it was a year later. So we used 3.
So we still have mine and then someone else's.
Saki,
Yeah.
technically Kaizen, because he was with us when it happened.
Yep, but he's.
So we
back
have
to keep
3 left.
Yeah.
And Kibbles.
And Kibbles, yeah. So we have 4. Alright. I asked, did it seem to be like
He also said it would take him 2 months to get here. So he's somewhere else.
Somewhere else. So I would guess we had better find a different mode of transportation then.
I mean, we need more information before we even attempt to go in the ocean.
Yeah.
I
For
assume.
one thing, the sea god's still pissed at Draho.
Well, that's a draw.
I assume
And we're
the
with
Pirate
you.
King would know what had happened to Ravens.
Yeah, I was actually gonna suggest that is we should go ask him about it once he's finished looking over
You
the
should-
paperwork.
I was going to say, one, you should make sure your contracts are finalized. Then find out what happened.
Yes.
Alright.
So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the table. All right, guys, I know you're really looking through that, but can we we need to get this contract signed. We need to know stuff. Apparently things are getting really bad across the world. we kind of need to go Death Knight hunting.
Or dragon hunting.
Why would you say that?
It's
Because it's
how
Draho.
he's done it.
Because he's Draho and he's not bright.
Sorry, I missed that. Who did you say that to?
The pirate captain.
Lawyers.
The pirate king. Pretty
Oh,
much.
no worries. You do what you need to do, and as soon as the three are done, I will go ahead and sign and have a version of it sent to you.
No, I'd rather keep the original and have you make a copy.
No, same difference. Not the problem. Not the problem.
Okay, well, I am gonna go over and add my insignet ring to it.
I'm going to
With
do
the
an
wax.
insight check on the Pirate King.
Okay.
To see if he's up to some shenanigans.
Can I give him like advantage and help him?
You each individually can insight check.
Okay.
So 11 plus. So Fenrir got a 13.
Okay.
And I got a 13.
Okay.
And Matai's picking up our slack.
Yeah, there we go.
Everybody
she's
but
not a,
Draho is suspicious.
Matai is not a very trusting person.
So you all feel that the Pirate King doesn't really care. The three lawyers are heavily lawyering over that, so they're basically combing through it word by word to make sure, and they will likely send you some form of addendum.
It's not
Oh,
like,
if they're gonna addend it, then I'm not signing until I see what the addendum is.
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
But this seems like they're going to legitimately go through honest processes, just
Correct.
back and forth.
But
Okay.
there is one advantage we have here, and that's that it's three separate lawyers that all seem confident that they're smart. So eventually they're gonna disagree at some
I'm
point
confident
and
that they're
screw up.
smart.
I'm
Well-
confident that you are not smart, Draho.
I mean,
22 intelligence, I'm smarter than anyone in this group.
to be fair, our contracts are very self-serving. So likely the addendum will help protect the Pirate King from us.
I know, I'm just saying, like, I
Basically, the
definitely...
only major change that he's going to do is that if it's something that's not in your best of interests, you may charge double or triple times the amount of charge, with no
That might be worth it. Then.
savings to it.
Okay.
That might be worth it.
That would still depend on the nature of the contract, but it hey, we don't have to worry about him asking us to attack Ravens Bluff now.
Yeah.
accurate.
It's already been done for us.
Speaking of which, we should get a move on that.
Yeah. Someone open
Yeah,
up.
then,
Does
Do
anyone have
Do you
your
guys
clothes?
have any questions?
I have a
yeah, that's what I wanted to do was
Yes.
we should start asking him some questions. But first, I'm going to discuss with the lawyers, like, okay, when you finish with the contract, I would say send it to Ravens Bluff, but there seems to be some issues in Ravens Bluff right now, so my residence might not be the best. The mail courier service might not be running.
Oh, well, provided that I sign, we can always send it to your keep.
That would do.
Excellent. That works just fine. I just wanted to make sure we had somewhere we could take it that we get
Make
it
sure
sent
you
with. So, yeah.
send some armed individuals to escort the courier.
Oh, no one goes anywhere on the Pirate Isles without armed escort,
Good.
as long as they have
All right.
Why did you just take 137 damage?
Because I accidentally clicked my max health into my wound section.
Draho
All right.
looking
That is a
over
very
the-
Draho
Good
thing to do.
Yeah.
Draho
I think
looking
the
over
madness
contract
that your
addendum just
characters
has a minor
experience
heart
is
attack.
affecting you.
Contract work was the death of Draho. It seemed appropriate.
He was literally killed by the fine print.
Like every good lawyer should be. I say to everyone, I think we should probably get going, and I look at Kibble as I put on my winter cloak, and I put one over him.
How are you guys on arrows?
I'm good.
Huh? I got the fancy ones right here. I got the normal ones here. I got the party arrows
Yeah,
if you're
I
interested
just-
in those.
We might have to fight an entire city of undead. You might want to stock up a little bit.
Like,
I mean,
don't
just
think
use a
I'm
sword.
not-
They're
In fact,
undead.
we might want to go back to the keep and like dump some stuff before we go.
I mean, perhaps some of you have to fight them.
The only threat barrel I'm not good on right now is Animancer. I only got 4 left.
Okay, but I mean, your bow is magical, so every
Yeah.
arrow you shoot magical.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you might need more than just what your quivers can hold. So we should probably go back to the keep.
We'll grab a couple extra quivers of arrows.
Well, we don't have like quivers of arrows. We have.
Arrows.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a Fletcher in town who can probably
Yeah.
buy arrows.
Yeah.
So we should
Oh,
buy
there
some arrows.
absolutely is. If you go down to Fletcher Lane and find Fletcher
Fletcher
sign
Lane.
of Fletcherson, I'm sure he can help.
Jesus
You
Christ.
really, Pedro?
Really, Pedro? Fletcherland on Fletcher Lane?
That's right,
Could you
that's
be a little bit more
He's a
original?
wonderful, wonderful Fletcher. Best I have ever had.
I mean,
And
he
you have
sounds
to
committed.
also, and you have to say it with that, like,
Enthusiasm.
Russian enthusiasm. Yeah.
I mean, I might need to hire a new one because I think Flint's Fletcher's probably not functioning anymore.
We'll worry about your business
We'll worry
process
about-
later.
Yeah, we got bigger problems than saving your business, Draho.
I disagree.
Kendra, I sent you a message.
Hey,
I go to Draho and I'm like, mention business again today, and you'll be flattened. Am I clear?
Okay. I asked the party as a whole. I'm just like, can I kill the elf yet?
Why would you want to kill yourself? Oh wait, spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, let's re-equip, head to the keep, and unload all our unnecessary stuff. So
What a great plan, Draho. I'm glad you came up with it. Let's go.
I was just about to say that was my idea too. So you beat me to the joke. It was literally gonna be Draho says.
Just
the
like
cop.
Draho is exhausting.
Yeah, he is.
Alright. There is a new character in the character selection called Keep on the Pirate Isle, where you guys can transfer things into.
The
Whoever
keep is
wants to be in charge of that.
Not me. I've already got 3 characters I manage. I'm good.
I mean,
So, first
And
off, a good
art
thing to
good.
drop
Is there
in
a class
is
of 10?
everything that's in the parcel items, so that they're not sitting in the
Okay.
parcel items anymore.
me and Art can take care of the keep, I guess.
I do want to, before we head back to the keep, stop by the church and see if I can square myself up with the goddess.
Also, I don't know if Misaki can do it, but if the church can do it, but we need to do greater restoration before we go anywhere on me.
yeah. I think we would have taken care of that before we went to bed.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the greater restorations would have been cast prior to us even getting back to town.
Did Misaki have the spell slots for it?
No, they would have had to have happened after waking up. There was lots of magic getting
Fenrir,
thrown
how many
around.
levels were you down?
Just 1.
Okay, then it would just be the 1 spell slot.
Yeah, we already fixed it back before game.
Yeah, if that was the case, it would have happened before you left the room.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna, for the moment, I'm going to just mark everything off of being carried that I'm gonna put in there because this will take a while.
Okay.
We've got too much stuff.
For that matter,
Oh, yeah,
anyone
like I
that
said.
is wanting to dump stuff at the keep, drop it into the party sheet, because that's the easiest option.
Nah, I'm good on most of my stuff, honestly. I'm not carrying much.
Honestly, I don't have anything I'd want to drop off. I'm very, very. I mean, I've got.
I mean, I'm
some
just carrying a
armor.
bunch of garbage stuff, but I can dump that off later. I don't need to waste time doing that now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got like that plate armor I was gonna return
That's
to
the thing where
the Shadow Dale.
when I deliver a killing blow, I get their challenge rating temporary hit points.
Oh, okay.
All right. I would like to see that town soon. Again.
Yeah, I just need to stop by the church and square myself away with the goddess before we head back to the.
We're
keep.
not going to be travel across the sea.
Well,
I
even if
don't-
not,
Oh.
I think it's the goddess is already put a trap on me once. I think it's good that I clear myself before we get into.
You mean
Dealing with
become
hordes of
indentured in servitude?
So we are going back to the keep before trying to go on.
Yes.
Yes, because we're
Yeah.
going to drop off extra equipment and re-equip ourselves and make sure we're in good position. to
Purchase a
actually
bunch
do
of
it.
arrows because me and Draho are going to need them.
Yeah, that seems sensible. Let me know when we're at the church.
You guys can be there if you want to. Nothing else to do before you get there?
Stop at the Fletchers.
Okay. So you get down the Fletcher Lane and find the Fletcher shop of Fletch Flesherson.
I'm going to ask him if that was his given name or if he's renamed himself to brand his shop.
So you walk in, and there's this rather large dude, about the size and build of Ark, working on putting together arrows. And he's just kind of massively sitting over this arrow stand.
I go up to him like, are you Fletcherson?
I am. What do you need?
We were wondering what kind of arrows you got in stock.
The fletched kind that poke things.
How many do you have?
There's sharp ones,
Yeah.
there's not so sharp ones, there's bodkins. Really, what do you need?
We need regular ones, we need magical attributed ones if you have them, we need adamantine ones, we need all kinds.
So no magic, no adamantine, but I've got barrels full just kind of sitting around, and you see that the shop is just barrel after barrel after barrel. The barrels do have tops on them.
Does he just make arrows all day hoping someone will buy them?
Basically, yeah.
He's got nothing else to do at the moment.
Okay,
he
I
might
asked
also
him-
make boats.
I asked him how much would it cost for a couple barrels full of arrows.
He quotes you, insert standard book price here.
Okay.
I think it's a gold per 20.
Matai, you're an arcane mage caster, correct?
Yes, I am.
Are you able to cast teleportation circle?
I don't have teleportation circle, but I have the next best thing. The teleportation spell itself. And I tend to have it prepared, so don't even worry about that part.
So, how
If you
go ahead. Go ahead.
If you actually, would I know the sigil for Ravens Bluff? Or was there not a specific teleportation circle for that sigil?
They do have a specific sigil. Go ahead and give me either Arcana or History, whichever is better.
They're
We've
both
already
the same.
traveled there once.
Yeah, but this is more book knowledge. 16. You
Mhm.
vaguely recollect, so you might be able to put together the circle.
I don't like the odds. I know what vague becomes.
Does he have an inspiration?
Can
Scenario.
Naivara assist?
I do have an inspiration, but if any of you have the sigil already written down, I can take us there.
With a nat 20,
How about
Naivara,
How about a 32?
You find that as an additional page in your book.
Nice.
Would he have? Okay. Would this guy have 2,000 arrows by chance?
Given the amount of barrels, yes.
Okay.
Do any of you have any extra bottles of wine, perhaps?
I got one, I bet. Yeah, why?
Draho.
Yeah, Draho also.
I put 10 platinum down on the counter. That'll be 2,000. We'll just count them out. And there we go.
He's like, That's all the barrels in the front, and 6 more barrels in the back. You should be all set. And he scoops them up and continues.
Are we just gonna shove barrels of arrows into our bag of holding?
Yes. I make you feel your quiver. Then when we get back to everyone else, I put a quiver full. I fill up Kibble's quiver, and I fill up Draho's quiver, and I'm like, okay, I'm just distribute this among the bags of holding, and we're good.
So as you're putting barrels in, he kind of turns over, looks, and you see this cocked eyebrow raise of barrels going into bags, and as they disappear, his eyes kind of go wide. And
Magic.
he sighs and he's like, should have charged more.
It's all right. I'm sure we'll be back.
I certainly hope so. I'll be making more while you're gone.
That'll be terribly helpful.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Thanks for the
All
help,
right.
Fletch.
Before we leave, I need 3 bottles of fine wine.
Draho.
For
Define
what
fine
purpose?
for what you're looking for.
You see Kibble open up his haversack and he's like, do you need a Pinot Grigio, a Moscato, or a
Chianti.
Nice, yes, a nice Chianti.
I will take the Moscato.
No, of course. Do you how many did you need?
I needed 3.
3. So I've got an 800-year-old, I've got a 300-year-old, and I've got a 2,000-year-old.
What are the years specifically?
And he mutters those out appropriately.
All right.
We're in 1497, I think, at this point.
Well, technically, they're a year older now.
Yeah.
She chooses
Yeah,
the
we're in
ones that she
1497.
recognizes as the good years.
Okay.
So maybe not the rarest,
Uh,
because the rare ones are usually the bad years.
the
I don't
best
know,
of
might-
the 3
might be
would
rare
actually
now.
be the 300-year-old one, so the 1197.
Okay. The 300-year-old one should do just fine.
Yeah, he hands it over to you, and he's like, "Married midwinter."
Thank you. And she flashes him a brilliant smile.
You see him slightly blush under the scales.
And she finds a spot for it in her pack. So out of character, I have an amulet of the drunkard, so I use these things as healing potions.
I love it.
Oh, that's
That-
right. I took back my empty bottle of Evermead.
You did.
Yeah. That should be all that I
Just looking
need
at
right
my-
now.
Why is it empty?
Speaking of, it's
She thinks for a moment and then calls her familiar and it poofs into existence onto her shoulder. That would be a raven. It is slightly translucent.
Me being cautious of such things, I just snip it hesitantly.
You've literally seen 2 of our party members do that.
I
You know,
literally
that's what-
conjure an owl out of thin air every day. You've seen it before.
I don't trust him.
Oh no, he changed the day.
Please give me a little bit of space.
I did. I just don't know how to change the time. It's forever midnight, evidently.
It's whatever you want the clock.
Yeah, it is.
That's currently the day.
Ooh.
First day of
Alturiac
Alturiac.
1497.
Altria.
Basically, the day right after midwinter or Faerunian Christmas.
Mhm.
Oh,
I didn't get you anything.
All right. Once we're done with the flex,
I
I
thought it
want
would
to
have.
get to
but I
that
didn't
church.
get it.
neither did I.
I want to resolve this tonight so we can finish with this goddess BS.
Oh.
I also want to drop her coral helmet off at her church.
We're not gonna get finished with it. You're just gonna become indentured to it.
No, I'll get out of it. Don't worry. Draho is on a run with his negotiations today.
Watch it
Get
end
your
with
ass out
the
of here.
secret.
All right.
All right.
Let's take care of your deific business. There's a reason why I don't bother with that.
Yeah, they're all dicks.
So you
Agreed.
guys head over to the church. Does seem to be open, though very few patrons at the moment.
Yeah, because this goddess is a bitch. No one wants to support her.
I mean, quite literally, actually.
No one
Well,
wants
it's
to
Call her
support
that in your own temple, but okay.
Okay. I don't think you're gonna win any brownie points, but whatever.
Hey, I can say this
No,
stuff.
that is her title.
I'll stay outside while you handle that business.
I'm not going in there with Draho with knowing what he's going to say.
I, having been underground for so long, kind of like to be outside even despite the cold.
Wow, everyone thinks I'm
This
just
is
gonna
one
get smoked
negotiation
as soon
I'm
as I
okay with
step
Draho
in the
screwing up.
church.
Yeah.
Look, if you screw up, we don't want you blaming it on any of
Screw
us.
up.
You're gonna screw up on your own. Thank you.
And we're not going to be part of like the consequences.
Legit, everyone's like, now you go in there and try not to get smoked. We'll wait here.
Yeah, basically.
I'm just not going into a church. I prefer.
Y'all have
I,
so little faith in my ability to get out of this.
I
We
prefer
have
that the,
experience with you.
I prefer that the gods do not turn an eye to my
Contrary to
deeds.
popular opinion.
smart
Well-founded
plan.
mistrust.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess Draho's gonna confidently walk into the church with the coral helm under his arm.
Okay. So as you do, you see a priest flanked by two priestesses that seem to be.
Are either of them the
worship-
one that I poured water on the floor of?
One of them is, yes.
Okay.
They're worshiping
should
at the main
remember me.
altar, but upon the opening of the door, the three turn to look at you. The priest, being the one that you had dealt with prior, looks stone-faced and kind of scowls. The two priestesses, however, point at you with gnarled hands and open their mouths, which distend, and out comes this kind of like the sound of the girl from The Ring.
Gotcha. I got a feeling I'm getting a direct audience right
Yeah,
now.
she did make it.
What do you do?
I'm gonna lift up the helmet and say, I'm returning some lost property.
Lost. That's creative.
An
Mike.
acceptable start.
From the mouth of the two priestesses, we know who you are. And
I would hope so. I'm relatively popular.
This voice booms, but it sounds muffled, almost underwater. Very effeminate in the way that it speaks.
She's speaking through them.
Yeah,
That's creepy.
I got a direct audience. That's the kind of respect
Do
you
we
show
hear
a right
this?
Lemire.
Do we hear this from outside?
Put the helmet back on and leave my temple, or die.
How about
here.
I'll leave the helmet here, set it on one of the pews, and I'm here to negotiate with you.
Kill cheese.
You see the two priestesses pull very kind of curved crisp blades.
Just so
Look,
everybody
there's
knows,
no need for violence. I'd rather not
Do we-
spill the
we
blood
don't
of your
need to see this.
No?
clergy in your own house.
We didn't.
Wear the
we,
helmet,
we don't know for sure.
become one of mine, or fall here today.
Why would I put the helmet back on? It was suffocating me.
You start out so well.
I know, right? It's so much hope.
Like, think about it. Why do you want me to put the helmet on? What are you trying to get out of this?
You will become a proper servant of the sea.
I would rather not become a proper servant of the sea. I'd rather settle this dispute right here and right now.
The two priestesses take attack stances.
Not physically. Let's be civilized. I thought the deities were above such common trivials as violence.
You've
Wow.
never dealt
Wow.
with Faerun
He just called the
deities,
goddess a
have you?
basic bitch.
Yeah. Wow.
What was that, Kadro?
You've never dealt with Faerunian deities, have you?
No, generally, help me out. Who's the elf god again? I forget his name
The
every
main
time.
one is Coralon.
Coralin, yes. I always want to say Evander Morning Lord, but I know that's not this world.
No, the Morning Lord is in this world.
Oh, he is?
Uh-huh.
I thought he was a separate. Doesn't matter, but yeah, I'm gonna say, I loosely follow Coralin as it's appropriate for my station, but I haven't actually dealt with many goddesses. I think you're the first one I've actually spoken to.
So they extend the Chris daggers towards you, and you find yourself enveloped up to your neck in a globe of water. It's crushing in, making it very hard to breathe.
Again,
Look.
hear or see any of this happening.
You can hear the sound. The voices from the two priestesses are very loud.
What about Draho's voice?
It gets slightly less confident and a little more wheezy.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
If we going to help him, guys.
No, don't bust in. I got this. Draho can handle this.
I think what
Naivara
you
is
meant to say
quietly
was...
fist pumping outside.
So I'm going to say, look, drop all the shenanigans. Let's work out a new deal. I'm not putting the helmet
water
on.
flows
What else
into
can
your
I do
mouth.
for you?
You feel yourself starting to gag, drowning.
Oh my goodness. This started out
After
so
a few
well.
moments, it recedes. You
Guys,
will
I haven't
not
heard
take
Draho
no
talk in a
for
couple
an
minutes, so
answer.
that's kind of concerning. And I
Do
can't
we
believe I'm
really-
saying
Well, I'm going to say, look, if you won't take no for an answer, then we're just going to have to slaughter all your clergy, burn the church down,
What's
and then
this
I'm going to go talk to
Don't drag us
Corlin
into this.
about dealing with you.
The water pushes back into your mouth. Again, you feel drowned.
Oh, God.
If I feel like I'm about to pass out, I will mentally summon Rokan to visit me.
You don't feel
'Cause-
like you're going to pass out, but your lungs are on fire with the way that this feels.
Somebody's
I'm-
being waterboarded.
Well, I'm going to say, look, I'm not putting the helmet on. We're finding another deal, or there's gonna be bloodshed for no reason. How much clergy do you
none of
really
that comes
have?
out with the water in your mouth.
I'm thinking it at
The
them.
helmet slipped from your grasp.
Oh, no.
Summoning Rokan as soon as that helmet's out, he's coming in and grabbing me.
And that's fine. He's quite a bit ways away. He's not going to make it here in 6
But
seconds.
why would he be?
Because you sent
Why
him
would
away
he be
from the
quite a
town,
ways?
and he's a dragon.
Yeah, but he's on the
Blue
outskirts of
dragon.
town. He can
They
get.
like to fly.
I'm gonna summon Rokan, and then what do I got to do to fight free of this?
Well, the problem is you're talking about a deific power.
Let me rephrase that. Who do I have to pray to right now to deal with this? Is Corlon listening? I feel like I've gotten some good points with him. What with killing a death knight trying
every
to
I
time
feel
you
like this is a
think he
divine
escaped, he
intervention.
goes.
Hang on, hang on.
This
With
is
the
a
lyric, I might agree.
Come on, man. Give me something.
well. This is a divine intervention, just
Not on your
not
behalf.
in favor of him.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Look,
listen,
I'm gonna think really hard at her and say, look, we're not doing the helmet. I will serve you in another way, but the helmet's not happening.
The helmet clatters to the floor and then is ushered over to the priest on just kind of a flowing bed of water.
How do I get this?
The priest
down?
picks it up,
actions.
looks at you, looks down at the helm, steps back from the priestesses, and says, I will
Okay.
take this off, and places it on his own head. The water shoves you out of the church and then splashes to the floor, and the doors slam shut.
I get up coughing. So, successful negotiations.
It looks like it went well.
Yeah, looks like it went really well.
Let's get you inside before you get frostbite.
But that would be appropriate. Let's let him get frostbite.
Oh, that's just cruel.
I'd say he's learned his lesson, but we both know better.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let him get frostbite and learn his lesson, hopefully.
No. I've
No,
only
we
learned
need
one
hypnotic
thing.
extremities, unfortunately.
There's only one
Matai.
thing I've learned. It's that Draho has a new passion in life if his businesses don't survive. That's becoming a deity so he can overthrow her and become king of the ocean.
Matai extends a hand.
Swim.
Hey, Matai extends a hand to Draho. Come on, get up. We have shit to do.
Oh, I don't extend a hand. I just pick him up.
Yeah.
As
Like
I appreciate that you manhandle me. It makes moving easier.
after
And I'm warm.
after Ark picks him up, I just basically just slap Draho across the face for being an idiot.
Look, this isn't the first time. It won't be the last time. I'm a good negotiator. You guys are just mad that I got a personal audience with a goddess and
Keep
got
telling
out of a
yourself
deal.
that.
Keep
Does
telling yourself that, buddy.
does anyone?
Oh, I don't think you
control
got out of anything, Draho.
Does anyone control this dog?
Me? No.
You sort of let it go. Eventually, it wanders off.
Yeah.
Oh, very well.
Kendra, I did send you a message.
Okay, I take him inside.
I want to go back to the church. I feel like there's business left undone.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Not happening.
No.
Like, I got out of the helmet, but I feel like I still need to negotiate.
You're in timeout.
Your madness has caused enough trouble for one day.
I'm not gonna.
Are we sure we don't want to let him negotiate himself into a grave? It might make the rest of our lives easier.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we kind of need him.
It might make the rest of our lives easier. I'm just saying.
If nothing else, we'll redshirt him and run away.
Look, all I'm saying is I now have a personal vendetta against a goddess.
Oh, you're not the one with the vendetta against anything.
Yeah, definitely. Not on.
No, I am. I am going new plan. If my businesses don't succeed, wealth is now a step towards becoming immortal god.
So basically, you're now turning Draho into Split.
I'm turning into a god so I can take over the domain of the sea and kick her out of godhood.
You were
Like I
doing
said,
so
you're
well
probably
on your
into
character
Split.
arc too.
I mean, this might be a passing fancy, but right now all Draho's thinking about is how do you become a god?
Does anyone knows a silent spell?
Back momentarily.
All right.
That's his only concern right now is how do I become a god and how do I kill her?
It's fine. I get you inside long enough for you to dry off.
Prestidigitation, I'll dry up. Unless this is divine water that has to dry naturally because she's...
Does it dry?
Well, it was divine water, but at the point that she released you, totally fine.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're heading back to the keep.
Yeah, we're gonna head
After
back.
Draho dries off, because I don't want him losing toes. Yet.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll prestidigitation to dry myself up good and be like, fine, let's go back to the keep and see if there's any... Oh, I think one of those portraits goes to one of the beatific realms, doesn't it? I might be able to go settle my score right now. To the keep.
Later.
Trust me, Draho, selling your soul does not accomplish what you think it will.
He's not even selling his soul. He's defying a god when he does not have that kind of power yet.
At least not at your current level.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, so Draho's now dedicated. We're going back to the keep. I'm going to figure out which one of those teleportation paintings goes to the god realm.
And
I'm
then
gonna
we're going to
find
go
this
to
bitch.
Ravens Bluff.
And I'm going to
Yeah.
find this woman, and we're going to settle this.
By the way, has Naivara given me the sigils?
Yeah, I gave it to you as soon as whenever you asked for it.
Awesome, thank you. I will make sure to
Also,
put that down.
I'm replacing the 10 platinum I spent on arrows, which I distributed. I'm taking it out of the party fund because that's a party expense.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's there for.
Right. It's just that I had it on me, so. And
Oh, okay.
I don't think I can adjust the party
Fun.
fund, so I just adjusted mine.
All right. Anything you want to do during the walk back to the keep?
Swear violently at a goddess under my breath.
Naivara is going to practice her roast routine of Draho. She's just going to spend the entire walk back up to the keep just roasting Draho.
All right.
Coming up with new ways to make fun of water in me.
I'm gonna pretend like Draho is an
You know-
idiot and we just didn't make a huge mistake that by letting him live.
No. We didn't make a mistake. Draho made a mistake. You guys are unaffiliated with me right now as far as this goes.
We're associated with you against our better judgment, so I don't think...
All I know is I'm not getting in a boat with you.
Okay, that said, on the way back, are there any healthy-looking trees?
All the trees look alive, but they all seem like more dormant for winter. Their leaves have fallen quite some time ago.
Okay, okay. I just, since I got my belt, I haven't had a chance to test my strength. And I'm this close to taking my first test out on Draho. So,
Do it.
actually, you know what? Are there any large rocks? Like
Sure.
older things?
Why not?
Okay. I will try to pick one up.
Okay.
And throw the boulder at Draho.
Okay, so that's an athletics check or just a strength check? Oh, that's
14 plus.
that'll be a 32.
Okay. So you find a rock that's a good-sized boulder, and you wrap your arms around it and start to pull. It doesn't budge for a few moments, and then as you pop it out, you find that it's like triple the size that was underneath, and you're hefting it over your head.
Fake rock to hide the key. I get it.
I yell, chuck it at the elf. Chuck it at the elf.
You do an insight check real quick, Draho.
What for?
Just do it.
Okay. I mean, I will insight, but good luck. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. It is. It is.
Okay, so you don't pick up that I'm really considering dropping this rock on you. And I
I mean, even if I got the insight, I wouldn't pick up on that.
But I just hold it up there for a second, squinting.
With me chanting, chuck it at the elf.
And I mutter to myself in Dwarven, so you understand it, but you don't. We need him.
I whisper back in Dwarven, we really don't.
Rude. Now I gotta learn Dwarven.
Do you want to lower yourself to that level?
Level no.
It's only a few
I don't
feet.
know.
Bravo, Pedro.
Yeah, so pretty much the whole way back, I'm just pondering through my head. I will, at one point, stop. Misaki, how would you kill a goddess if you were asked?
With a god.
You know, what gods rank above perhaps a sea bitch?
Salty bitch.
Just
Like, where does she rank on the hierarchy, and who would be above her? I assume Corlin is because he's above all gods, but that's because elf.
I don't think that's.
I pull up. I just take out my hammer and look at the. I'm assuming something happened when I put the Boon of Morden in, and I just look at it. And I'm like, yeah, most powerful.
So, what god would I have to use to kill her? I should say Misaki. Which god seems the most pliable to bribery?
How much oxygen did you lose?
Liable to bribery?
You speak quite openly for someone who has already gained the ire of a goddess. I would recommend you keep your mouth shut and keep walking.
You're a plains traveler. You know any other plains where they might have some more, where they might have a sea goddess that's more powerful and a little more, friendly, perhaps has
Friendly?
a personality?
No. More friendly? No. More powerful? Perhaps.
Was it
No.
in one of those pictures back at the keep?
Doubtful. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if the world that I am from is from this.
That's
From
perfectly
this
fine. When we get back to the
universe.
keep, if you could do me a favor and check out those portraits, let me know which one goes to her realm or the realm of a more powerful god. I'll appreciate it.
As we're walking
I will.
back,
I will do the research, and once I learn of it, I will let you know. I will
Thank you.
not.
As we're walking back and I hear this conversation, I just whisper over to Naivara. Naivara, is there any way you can settle one of your deals with your demons to get rid of Draho?
I don't think they want them. Kedra, I see
Draho is
something in
inherently
chat.
worthless to those beings.
Again, this is an unintentional callback to when your great-grandfather dwarf character sold his soul to a succubus to end a fight And then we predicted that she'd be back in a month, and we're just like, no returns. Sorry.
My
Yeah.
characters tend to make those kinds of deals. No, I am going to ask Misaki. Misaki, who do you worship? I've never really asked you because it's not really my business, but.
I properly worship the Lord. Properly worship Lord Corlon.
Oh!
Unlike
excellent.
you.
That's great. It's good to have
In
somebody
fact-
that follows a proper god.
In fact, you should probably look into speaking with a deity by the name of Mask for what you
Let me get that name written down. Draho is definitely writing that down for future reference.
You speak of gods as though they are proper.
Some are.
What was the name? Because I am adding that to my notes.
Mask.
Mask?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Kedra,
That may even keep,
941.
that deity may even be up your alley.
may I make a religion check on this deity?
You may.
Awesome.
And what was the name of the sea goddess? Because I always forget it.
Umber.
Oh, okay.
Emberly, like Emberly?
UM.
I do not know of this one.
Hang on.
Oh.
Evidently, I misspoke on the name. I have to come up with a new name.
Actually, a 14 has a decent chance of me at least hearing about it.
So whatever Matai knows, Naivara's gonna take, and then like go a little bit further with like a troll comment. See if she can mess with Draho.
I respect the hustle.
Wow. Now I've got to go in and look up something.
All right, I am itching to return to Ravens Bluff and really start digging deep into what's going
Let's
on.
see. While I'm in the notes, I might as well put deity to be determined. Because I'll worship whoever will give me the eggs over her. My faith, like everything else in my life, is up for purchase.
Kid, are you referring to Umberly in what you sent me?
Nope. Referring to Mask. The oppositional, though, would be Tempest, as he has consistently whooped up on Talos Shar and one or two others. Often.
Right. But in what you and I talked about, oh, there it is. I see it. It just wasn't capitalized. Ha ha ha. Okay. Really, she took over his roles?
Yep. He gave his life up to her.
Okay.
So who's
So-
the other god that I should be looking into?
Okay. So instead of Mask, replace that with Shar, Shar.
Oh, I know Shar. I made a character that was a Shadowmancer in 3.5 that worshipped Shar.
But past that, direct opposition would probably be Tempest.
Tempest. I'm familiar with that one, but only as a war god.
He's all about honorable warfare.
Mm.
Oh, I see what you meant when you said that is her title.
Yeah, that is literally
Well, now I can't call her that because it's not insulting.
like that's her whole shtick, man.
Why do you think she was so rude?
Now it's not insulting to call her that. It's her title that's actually respectful, and I don't want to do that.
You didn't realize that was her title, Draho?
Cool.
No, I figured she was just called like the Sea Witch or something.
No, because
Figured she was maybe based off of like Maori religions or something.
Nope.
When we get back to the keep,
What's the word?
there will be a small campfire and
Oh, okay.
a individual waiting for us, or waiting for me.
Ooh. You doing nefarious things?
Nope.
Possibly clandestine things, but
Nefarious, never.
Very cartoon in features and draped in robes and a heavy fur.
So, are we still at the fortress?
Mm-hmm.
No, this
Yeah,
was
we're-
all happening as we were walking back.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just like Draho spends the whole time back trying to find a way to all the info he can on gods or goddesses that might be able to challenge Umberly, just so that he can look into them and see which one would be best suited to help him.
See, if you're doing that, then I'm just going to point out, Draho, if you really want to be a man about this, you could do what I'm going to do with the Wild Hunt King and just kill him yourself.
Yeah, but Fae are weak compared to what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a real threat here.
I just shake my head if you don't think a Fae King is not a real threat.
So, Draho, go ahead and give me a religion roll.
Get to learn what Draho knows about religion.
Which is probably nothing. Currency.
Yeah, I'm not trained in that. But I mean, in the fact that it is him and he did have to go through proper training, he probably was given some seminary training on Corlin at Mithranor.
Mhm.
Just again, because it's all like pay lip service to the god
And
because of my station.
with an untrained, it's basically stories that you would have heard of the gods. Like
Yeah.
people talking taverns.
20, nice.
Nice roll.
With that, you would know that she's considered an intermediate god, so not one of the high pantheon, not one of the demigods. Generally subservient to Talos in that particular triumvirate that they are. Any of the more major gods could be a easy clash for her.
And I'm assuming that my role did not reveal as much.
Not as much. First off, are you trained in it? Looks like it. Says
I'm trained in all knowledge and all knowledge skills except for nature.
okay. Then yeah, because you'd have a lower difficulty, you'd know all the same.
Okay. Would I know where to find? Well, would my researcher trait allow me to find more
Allow you to find what?
more information?
Does that require having books on hand?
All it says is that if a knowledge skill check were to fail to allow me to learn or recall a sort of knowledge, up to DM's discretion, I know where I could find that information, and given time, I could learn it.
Okay. Yeah, you can recall several books within the Ravens Bluff library that you've seen that would be direct subject matter about Umberly.
Okay. I gotta save that library.
Could I make a reasonable case that one of the paintings in the portrait room leads to someplace that I could convince Draho is Umberly's realm?
is there one to the planet of elemental water?
Yes, there
I
is.
am fairly certain there is.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if I remember the list, I don't know where you put it.
It is in the regular OOC chat. It is just way back there.
If you can repost it, I will move it to my notes section.
Yep. In fact, I'm going to plop it into the... Where is it?
Rules?
No, I thought I put
Arachnodivinations?
together a specific... Did I not create a new channel specifically for that?
Hang on.
There's
Create-
Pirate Isle Castle.
That's the one. Okay.
Oh, yep, there it is. Yep, there is. It is, yeah.
Okay. I
18.
would like to attempt to convince Draho that Humberly's realm is number 18, and
Honor.
therefore he should go through it and fight her now in order to regain his honor.
No. I'm not that dumb. I'm gonna make note of which one is
I
hers,
believe
but I'm not
this is
coming
an
back
insight
until
check
I'm
roll.
ready.
Yeah.
I would go for 32.
Well, that's where we want to go. I'm trying to trick him into going somewhere.
Yes, but I want to trick him into going somewhere useful.
I want to
admit it-
accidentally make him competent.
I can try.
We could go to 29 and gather our magic.
I could just set him to 26 and we don't have to worry about him anymore.
Or we could just kill him and we don't have to worry about him either.
That's what I said. Yeah, his magic wouldn't work there, and well, that's kind of what he relies on.
No,
Is it
just send him to 6.
Is it bad that I want to go through 21 and just wander about until I find my quarry?
I mean, you're
know
welcome
what?
to. I can open them up, but once you go through, it's a one-way ticket.
I really do want to go to 28. No joke.
Or
But then this is
27.
Season 2. Analysis paralysis. So many options.
Anyway,
All right. So,
All right.
Draho, did
Once-
I successfully troll you into trying to go through the portal?
You didn't troll me into going through it, but for sure, I will trust because you do understand the planes and you have access to planar beings. I will trust that that is where she lives, but I'm not ready to fight her yet. I'm gonna go through there once I'm ready, but
That's the
I'm
only way
super-
she's going to respect you, man.
I know, but she just handed me my ass in her own church. I don't think I'm gonna have much better luck in her domain.
And that particular painting looks like basically sea waves, but from beneath. So you're seeing like pictures of kelp and fish that are in kind of motion, just waving back and forth in that painting.
Now, did you say you got your ass handed to you in the temple in character?
Yes, it's very obvious. Draho can't hide what happened.
Yeah, when he walked
That-
out of
that
there,
shows a modicum
his,
of
not only was
growth.
he like entirely wet, but you could see like red rings where his eyes were somewhat bulging out. He was very wispy in breath.
Remember, I didn't walk out of there. I was thrown
No,
out of there.
I know. It's just
What is
It's very obvious the way I was ejected that I.
that's
I
you were
didn't
shot
win.
out by a water king.
you're not ready.
no.
Well, if I haven't successfully trolled Draho into going through the portal, then let's go through number 32 and go back to Ravens Bluff.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Let
Yeah.
me.
Everyone
Pull out
got
the whip.
But that's it. I don't think we want to go straight to Ravens Bluff cemetery.
Would
Why
we like
not?
to go back to the mansion?
Yeah,
If we go to the cemetery, that's probably where whatever's causing the undead is
There's
centralized.
also a painting saying any city in Karator, and I think we could just pick Ravens Bluff.
So Ravens Bluff is not in Karatur.
Yeah, it's
place.
not.
Karatur is
Alright.
where I'm from. It's the
No.
far east.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I don't think we want to just go straight to Ravens Bluff Cemetery. That seems like a bad place to start out in.
But
a city
hear me
that's
out.
calling
Hear me out.
undead.
There's an undead problem in Ravens Bluff. Where is it likely going to originate from? We can ambush the source of the problem.
I think what he's saying is that if the Rose Undead, which seems to be their MO, they would have already been to the cemetery and would thus be where the people would be alive when they killed them. There won't be any undead in the cemetery.
I mean, there's a chance that undead would be up and moving in the cemetery, but it's not something that we should be terribly concerned about.
Okay, all the squishies in the center.
all the tanks in the perimeter around him.
Basically, I should go first if we're going through the people.
Well, I mean, this is if you guys want to take Draho's idea of it's probably originated in the cemetery. Let's head straight to the cemetery.
No, I think we should head straight to our man.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not-
only saying that because it goes directly to Ravens Bluff without having to mess around with using a spell.
Yeah, I'm looking
You
to
also
get
have the
into
door
some
knob.
action before the end of the evening. I don't mind heading to the cemetery.
Yeah, that's actually how we ended up in the mansion in the first place.
All right, so unless Draho's doing it, Naivara's going to grab the whip and open the
Then we can
portal.
just use that.
Thank you.
I'll open the portal if everyone decides that's what we want to do. But we
No.
got to have party cohesion here.
Again, do we want to start this thing in the mansion, or do we want to start it in the cemetery?
Let me rephrase it this way. Let's
Okay,
stop
so
real
two
quick.
of us have already voted for the cemetery.
Let's first, what are our options for travel? We've got the mansion, we've got the cemetery, and where does the teleport lead us to?
Anywhere.
Given that Matai has never been there, I'm not 100% confident that she can make it.
Yeah,
I don't know where we would end up.
I could end up in a mansion, or I could end up in someone else's mansion.
Or we could end up on a completely different continent.
At least if we go through the painting, we know where we're ending up.
I stand next to an open door by the wall.
Like I could teleport us to the teleport circle in Ravens Bluff.
Okay.
I know the sigil.
Misaki has his doorknob.
I'm standing next to an open door to my room.
Then let's go.
I mean, yeah, let's do that then. Let's not take the portrait. That seems safer, but I mean, it seems safer. Everyone seems to want to favor being safe. I favor direct action, but that might just
And
be
look
because
how well
my
that's
blood's
worked out
up
for
right
you.
now.
Yeah.
My blood's up right now. I'm a little angry, so it might just be frustration telling me to go
Okay.
straight to the cemetery.
Okay, Naivara goes through the door.
Yeah,
I go after her too.
All
Go
right,
through the door.
I'll go.
so yeah,
through
we're
the
gonna
door.
teleport via door.
Door.
So what is that door?
But right before I leave, I am going to rub a hand across the painting of the water and just go, one day. And then I'm gonna leave.
And no one corrects you.
no, it does. I give a similar insult to the one of the Feywild. One day, master.
Oh, just want to get her now. Good job,
Man,
Kadro. You just gave me a totally not material reason to power level Draho.
I do what I can. So as you walk in there, aside from the dust that has been disturbed, the only other major portion to the room is that overwhelming stench of death and decay.
Can you prestidigitate, our noses?
I have a question. Because like we're part animal, does like our senses kind of overload with the smell?
It is, let's say,
We don't have like
more
exceptionally.
unpleasant, but that's about it.
Okay.
Can I get a sense of any undead in or around the mansion using my staff?
Yes. So the staff kind of pings as you're holding it. You see its dark beams come off the top crystal and emanate in nearly every direction.
Okay. Can I tell if like there's they're close or what they are?
Not specifically, but there is certainly a larger concentration of those dark lights towards the city.
Okay.
Thought so.
And I
Probably clear
do
out the
as-
mansion before proceeding.
and I do assume everybody came through the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So just for the sake of it, until I say otherwise, I'm gonna basically use it as like a radar to like guide us toward the largest concentration.
Again, we should probably clear out anything in here.
So,
I think
as
we
you
have
guys
more
are finishing
concentration.
going through the door, one additional creature follows you through. Misaki, please go ahead.
Yep, that figure that was outside of the keep when we arrived, he was dressed in silks and heavy fur. Looks to be very much Return and Descent. Not carrying anything other than themselves. They approached me when we got there, and as everybody filed in, he is humbly following behind me, not really saying anything. Head's hung down a little bit, like somebody's whipped him. as in he's in
If
trouble.
this was happening, I'm definitely going to ask, is that your servant? Slave?
I look back, I'm like, I don't know. We have to have a discussion still to find out how bad he messed up.
Ooh, so he's definitely a servant, but not a good one.
I mean, he came without anything on him here. So it's probably pretty bad.
Are
Well,
you destitute now?
he he looks at you very meekly, goes, "It took me too long to find the maiden. I fell asleep. It's kind of my fault she's over here."
What maiden?
He points at Misaki.
What is the meaning of this?
Your guess is as good as ours, Matai.
He kind of continues to look down. He looks at Misaki. He looks at you. He looks at Misaki. He goes, I failed in the protection of the shrine.
Oh
And-
no! Did you
and-
piss off a goddess?
No,
Oh.
but I failed, and so I've had to come to look for Misaki because I have to correct the wrong that I helped facilitate.
Really? She carries that much authority in the church that you need to come to her to get punished?
And he just kind of keeps quiet at that point.
Misaki, can you make your servant speak?
No, because him and I still have to have a conversation. I'm still not quite sure. No, I'm just going to say him and I still have to. He just showed up. We have to catch up first.
Okay,
There are other things to worry about, namely everything outside.
Okay, well, have him file in under Kibble. Kibble can put him to work helping with the menial tasks.
I have work for him to do.
Okay, well, when you're not working for Misaki, you work for Kibble. In true Draho fashion, I'm ordering other people's service.
I don't think that's really your place to say, Draho.
It is not, but I'm gonna do it.
Just saying, it doesn't mean it gets followed.
Exactly. I can confidently say whatever I want to this guy. It doesn't mean it's gonna be followed.
Let's see.
And we all know Draho isn't gonna follow up to make sure that he's listening to me.
So, it's going to take us, what? Like you said, half an hour to get into town?
About that, yes.
Okay. About 15 minutes into our journey, I would like to do a few things in preparation for meeting a large group of undead.
So, the moment that you open the door, you see that field of undead.
Okay.
Literally.
I was
well
gonna
then-
say, let's first fortify the mansion as a place to fall back to before we go anywhere.
Were there any bodies in the mansion?
There were not.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what
Were
kind
there
of
any
undead?
Reiklanmere
They
security
all
guards?
seem to be humanoid.
Can I identify them better from this distance?
A great deal of them look to be predominantly commoners, farmers, merchants, and whatnot.
Are they like zombies, or are they something worse?
They're all either face down or face up in the snow at the moment. They don't seem to be
Okay.
moving, but you definitely get that resonation of them being undead. There is that just feeling and creep factor. Every now and again, an arm kind of slides, a leg might twitch, a moan escapes, a raspy death rattle.
I mean, they could be tough, but usually the tougher undead are a lot more active.
I still think we should fortify the mansion and prepare for this.
Can we make it a little bit quick?
I mean, what's the rush? Everyone's a zombie.
I don't know
I'd
what
rather
you're gonna
not
do to
empty it.
fortify this place against a horde of undead, Draho.
It's our exit strategy. That's
No, what I specifically need to do is we specifically had a lot of stuff done to our mansion before we left to fight this guy.
But
Our
did it
grounds
happen?
our grounds have been blessed by druids. We had the whole place cleansed by the church in town because we needed to get rid of all the undead that were in there when we found the place. So the whole area is a holy ground that's been blessed by druids and clerics. So
we should at least search
Then
to
it
find
should
anything.
already be fortified.
I'm just saying, let's fortify it physically now.
But what I'm saying is, what are you going to fortify it with? There's nothing here.
There's no metal. There's no wood. There's nothing.
Disagree. There's the basement where the old alchemy lab is that
We
was
should
renovated
at
into
least
my
check it to see if there's
shop.
anything useful before we move on. However, is the shy guy still here?
And there's no one in the mansion aside from yourselves.
Okay, but the guy who knew Misaki.
Oh yes, very much so.
Okay, well, if you're going to be with us, no sense in having you be unarmed. So I hand him the +2 shield and the Mace of Disruption. I'm gonna want those back.
Determine if he'll take those.
He looks at them. He looks at you. Looks at me. He kind of shakes his head, puts his hand out. No, I have no need of those.
Oh my god, I love that our idea of giving him our leftover garbage is a +2 shield and a Mace of Disruption. Here, take the garbage we don't use.
It's not so much the garbage we don't use; it's something that will be effective if he's attacked by undead.
I'm just saying,
left
it's
my
funny
armor
because
back
most
at
people
the
are like, take this old iron shield, and we're like, take this highly valuable, totally unique +2 shield.
Because
No
I'm
one else
interested
is
in his
using it.
survival.
Naivara's going out to try to investigate some of the undead.
I do want to go into the
I'll
workshop.
go
Is
with her.
one, my Snifiblin down there, and two, did he complete any arrows or anything crazy that we can use?
All right.
So we'll start with Naivara. As you head out the door, just opening it, that stench of death becomes even more pressing upon you. It's almost hard to breathe. It causes your eyes to water.
Now, given that our grounds are doubly blessed,
Mhm.
are there undead on the grounds?
There are.
Okay,
They might have found a way to break the spell.
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You
Or they
scuttle in
were
next
driven
to
by something more
one of them.
powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna get as close as I can to one, kind of using the staff to like probe it.
Okay.
I'm
As you
standing
do,
next to her
you,
with
you
my,
see it kind of
hand
reach a
frame.
hand up, but only an inch or two off the ground before it slams back into the ground.
I think the blessing is working.
Before we started to really mess with them, I wanted to use a few precautions.
Go for it.
All right. I have a unique skill called Arcane Abiescence. It allows me to imbue a bead of magic with a spell of 4th level or lower. It lasts for an hour, technically has hit points and AC, so if it gets hit by an AoE, it disappears. And another creature can cast from that using my spellcasting DC and modifiers, and maintain concentration on it as if they had cast it. And in that, I would like to put protection from evil and good.
All right.
That way I don't have to concentrate on a lower level spell.
And who are you handing that to?
Well, I had been considering giving that to my familiar.
Okay.
But if Naivara is going to be poking at corpses, maybe that's a better choice.
I just want to find out what we're dealing with.
You're a spellcaster, aren't you?
Yes.
Warlock. You have your own things to concentrate on.
No.
Not
No.
that kind of warlock.
Not that kind of warlock. It's more like Eldritch Blast over and over and over.
I have a magic item that lets me double Arcane or Eldritch Blast, so I get to shoot 6 beams at a time.
I think I will pass it off to my familiar so they can cast it on me.
Eldritch machine gun.
So I'm going to essentially, it's essentially going to hold on to the bead in its mouth, as it can spend an action to cast a spell. And then I would like to cast Mirror Image on myself.
All right.
I will mark those down, almost out of first levels.
Really?
Yeah. Well, three passives. None of which rely on concentration. Well, 2 of them don't rely on concentration. 1 of them does, but is being concentrated on by something else. And then Mirror Image for my 2nd level spell. That'll last for, I think, an hour.
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
This is honestly really smart.
I'm going to check through my list of spells real quick to make sure that I'm not missing something.
Okay, well, so basically poking it, we've learned that yes, the blessing is working. It's pinned all the
They're not
zombies.
moving, so
Or
we,
flaming spear.
no, they're
All
not
right.
moving. They're kind of stuck where they are.
All right,
So
could I tell anything about what they are?
basically, we're gonna walk around.
They seem to be
guard
in
notes.
some sort of state of decay, likely zombies, but you notice that the musculature underneath the putrescence likewise seems to be enhanced. If they weren't being pressed down by the holy weight, they would probably be a lot bulkier than they appear.
Okay, so super zombies.
Dire zombies. I knew it.
I mean, aren't all zombies dire?
No.
Dire,
You're
buddy.
You're not wrong.
So,
I'm gonna-
like I said, I wanted to go to my gnome's workshop and downstairs and see if he left anything for me.
Hey,
All
Drew.
right.
Did it damage?
Yes.
How are we split for it?
So
Let-
let
I'll
me
mercy
take a
for it.
look at
No,
what
we-
you were working on.
That's
I
a
don't know
way
if
to
there was
die.
anything actively working. I'm just curious if he made
Oh, wait,
anything
I
on
just
his free
went by
time.
Strength. I'm going to win.
I don't know if he
Where's
was
the
actually
fire out?
actively
I would
working
win.
on anything.
Exactly. That's why I say that.
Unless he
find-
finished my
Like,
chaos bolt.
Weird victory.
Yep, you find a small set of arrows labeled Chaos Haha.
My favor.
Yes! Yes!
And 2 arrows labeled Big Boom.
Yes!
Big boom, really?
So let me add those to my character sheet. Can you?
I think. Hey, Draho, let's split those arrows 1 each.
No! I don't even know what they do yet, and considering who made them, they will probably blow up the first time you try and draw them.
And we'd rather that happen to Draho.
Okay.
If anyone's gonna test these arrows, it's gonna be me. If they don't kill us, I'll give you some.
I'm not there, but I'm wondering if Draho sees our Warforged down there.
If so, we can start
do.
him up.
Oh, is he down here?
Yeah, you guys left him unattended and without a coin in it.
But we left
That's
the
right.
coins with the
Staff.
So
Start him up.
I mean, I guess he didn't have time to find an alternative power source. So
I go downstairs, and what does he need to be started up?
No. Here's the thing. We can start him up, but we need to know how long does he run? Because we could put him into power mode right before we leave and let him guard the house. Should
or we
something
can take
that
him
isn't
with us.
It would be more advantageous to take him with us.
No, we've got plenty of people to handle the business out there. Let's keep him at the house for protection. Until my guards show up, which I'm quite pissed at Grunt for not being here with the troops.
How dare he be dead?
They're
Yeah.
busy on other missions that you guys have yet to finish with them.
That's true. We're kind of in the middle of combat right now.
In a completely separate year.
Alright. I'm also curious.
God, this is trippy.
Should we just, are we done for the night yet? Because it's getting late.
I mean, you can leave anytime.
I just want, because like I'm happy firing him up, but if he's only got like a day of runtime per coin, I want to try and wait until we're ready to leave so he can guard the house. Because I mean, if
As-
something that
as
isn't
you
handled
recall,
by the
each coin lasts a day.
Okay. And how many coins did we have?
Should
30?
be in your guys' inventory sheet somewhere.
Who took the coins?
You
I
left
don't-
them there
Yeah,
because
we left them-
we had no need to take them.
Left them at
So
the
then they would be with Arachnophobia home base.
It might be a better idea to have me position him near the door. So in the event of anything where we have to run, he'll be right by the door for us to insert a coin and he can fight them while we escape.
What happened? I'm like, one thing I'm worried about is what if they take him and turn him against us?
I mean, he's actually a machine. So
He's dwarven made. If they're half as good as Ark seems to think they are at crafting, it shouldn't turn on us.
I don't think it has loyalties except to. I mean, we set the parameters, so it's loyal to us. And worst case scenario, I mean, I could take him.
Help the enemy breaks.
And now,
Thinking
while
about that, did you guys leave him set at factory parameters, or did you alter his class?
I think
I think we were going to do that, and then we got caught up with, the storyline and never
we-
finished discussing that.
But I do believe we left him a fighter, but we also set it to where he sees all of us as friendlies, and also like he's supposed to be subordinate to us.
Yep.
So
Other than that, you should still be at factory default.
yeah, and I think that only we can reset. We can change the settings. So
Well, I can't seem to find where the tokens are, so somebody must have taken them out of both our carts and the warehouse.
That is a good possibility. Or you could have 59 of them sitting on kibble.
That would be helpful.
Oh, well, there they are, odd dwarven coins.
Kibble,
I think we were going to keep him a fighter, but I don't know. Because we had the Snifiblin basically while working on other stuff. His job was to retrofit that guy.
Yep.
yeah,
So,
but to try to find him an alternative power source. But
So I
to be
think
fair,
in
you had him
all
on a
fa-
lot of projects.
Yeah.
in
You-
all
you do
fairness,
see like a couple of the armor plates have been taken off of him, and some of his internals are currently open.
well, here's the thing. I feel it's only fair since we did leave for a year and a half and we left him in charge of it,
No,
that you're determining what he was modified to do. We only told the Snifiblin to refit him for combat.
Okay. Let's see.
Any new additions that we see?
So I feel like we're letting an insane deep gnome have a lot of freedom of thought.
Hey, you hired him.
you're the one who hired him. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and give him 3 levels of Totem Barbarian,
Yes.
specifically bear, and he has a bear loincloth. His left hand has been modified into a massive club that looks very much like Ark's, except for poorly crafted.
I don't see this, but what I am thinking the player is, no, I can do better.
The right hand is this small spindly stick.
Oh, that must be all that's Draho.
Wow.
And an additional 3 levels of wizard, with all of the spells set to magic missile.
It's the perfect combination.
It really
So it
is.
only shoots magic missile.
Yes.
It only needs to shoot magic.
Beautiful. So it only shoots first level magic missiles.
Yep. But it has a few of them, and it has the tanking capacity of being the barbarian with the attack rating of being a 9th level fighter. So in total, that makes it level 15 with the rest of you.
Okay,
That's a weird hodgepodge, but we'll take it.
we'll take it. Yeah.
Remember too, he can't cast magic missile while he's raging.
Yeah, the Snurf Nuplin didn't know that.
Oh, he knew. He just didn't care.
I mean,
He just wanted to see what would happen.
He was an insane. No.
he was just like, It's a machine. It can do it.
Pretty much.
It's so crazy it just might work. It probably won't, but I want to see it.
Hey, Drew,
Well,
can
I
you
say
add
that
those
looking
arrows
thing
in?
does have a paper kind of stuck in between two connector points.
Oh, is it
We're
like
trying to reach you
instructions?
about your Warforged extended warranty.
No, it looks like one of those things where when you buy a toy, there's that slip between the battery and the connector. And it's a little
Okay,
red tag.
yeah.
We at Nuka-Cola forgot to tell you that your Warforged is under an extended warranty for battery life.
So great.
Oh, is this something Fallout?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I hired a lunatic to make all of my weaponry.
Because our enemies will never expect what he comes up with.
Exactly.
Well, Kadro, when you get a chance to add those arrows to the party sheet, I'll transfer them over to my sheet. I can't wait to use, because I had him make arrows based off of Chaos Bolt. So
robots. They are
I'm curious how those turned out.
extended.
Considering I asked him to make some arrows based off of, Sacred Flame, and I got fire arrows. We can only guess.
You guys had businesses here that were selling what? Super powerful magic items and spell scrolls.
No, we were keeping the spell scrolls for ourselves and turning them into cigars.
Yeah.
I mean, do you mean
We all have
Raven
a
Bluff
smoking
have?
problem.
Probably. Did we personally run? I don't know. I don't know how successful my artificery got. Oh, that's where we got to head first, guys. First, we head to the artificery, see what was made, and check up on my business.
I asked the question because that can change what the monsters have.
That's also true.
We are.
Yeah, we need to get to my artificery first order of business.
I'm also looking to gun it to the library. At least the one that I am supposed to be taking care of.
Okay. Well, we need to sit together, so whichever one is closer, we'll go to first.
Alright.
That's fair. I'm just saying I really want to stop there because we probably have a lot of magic items, or at least things that might be helpful, are probably there. And, on a more personal note, Draho wants to see if his biggest investment is still salvageable.
All right, so your two first major stops, it sounds like, are going to be the artificery, then the library?
Yep.
Yeah, if that's the order of closeness, that works.
I also want to see if my patron is still around. But I won't be able to do that immediately.
Yeah, that'll take you deep into the network.
Yes. Yeah. And partially, I just want to know if the network is still there.
So, serious question that Draho's going to ask to, obviously inappropriate given the time and space, but it is Draho. So, if we don't find anyone of authority, who's going to be the new mayor?
Not you.
Not a priority.
Does it matter when there is no one to rule over?
Yes.
I mean, there's like 5 or 6 people right here to rule over.
And you will, and I will not be one of them.
I will straight up send you away to another plane that you can't come back from.
I will just straight up gank your butt, Draho.
I'm just saying,
If he wants to
we need to
establish
start
himself as
thinking.
mayor, then we can do a hostile takeover.
We need to start thinking of the
future.
future of Ravens Bluff. It's a pivotal city. It needs strong leadership.
That's
I,
not
for
you.
I, for
Ark?
one, nominate myself.
Does he need
And
both
unnominate
kneecaps?
you.
For now, he does. I'd rather not be carrying around his extra weight. Or have Ark be doing that either. It'll be a waste
mean,
of
I
his talents.
What if I commit to casting Tensor's floating disc?
Priorities.
Yeah, I think what we
Since
should
it's
do,
loaded
I think the
disc,
future of
you
Ravens
have
Bluff.
your own support artillery.
Okay, so I think before anyone talks about any government positions, we need to clear it of undead. And maybe try to find any survivors if there are any. I didn't sense any, but that doesn't mean I got the whole city.
Well,
That's fair.
This
Most-
is well bigger than 3 miles.
Yeah.
See, there you go. So
Yeah.
there's no one near our house.
I expect any of those who survived the onslaught left as refugees.
I can't
Probably.
imagine anybody would stay here.
I mean, some people might be too afraid to go
Leave.
out. So wherever they're holed up, we need to find them if they're here.
If they're holding,
We'll-
they're probably going to be somewhere underground.
We'll search and see what is left.
In the meantime, we do need to find if there's anything left of use in the city.
So we leave the mansion and head towards town.
I take point.
I will be in the air. I will be telling my companion to stay with the group and follow.
All right. So as you guys start doing such, you get beyond the barrier point of where the holy ground is actually laid to your mansion, and the dead begin to rise. And that is where we will fade to black for tonight.
Nice.
All right.
All
Next
right.
time.
Boy, bet they're regretting not giving us more territory now, huh?
That said, thank you guys for all coming to play, and for those all watching, we'll see you guys next week.
While we were having the druids and clerics.